Oh, hello. Good morning, guys. Hope you guys are doing good today. It's a beautiful Monday. Markets are up. Oil is down. It's FOMC week. It's big earnings week. We have market optimism today. The U.S. has, and both sides have really confirmed some de-escalation. The U.S. suspended strikes against Iran for the second night in a row. The unannounced pause began on late Friday. Oil is down to like low 80s a barrel for WTI crude. Iran did halt retaliatory operations, held talks with Oman over the Strait of Hormuz. And so this last, batch of conflict over the last few weeks has been paused. Actions are matching both sides. So both sides are kind of pausing strikes, which is an optimistic de-escalating thing. Again, oil gapped lower. Brent is down almost 7.5% to below $90 a barrel. It was $96 on Friday, and some points last week it was over $100 a barrel. WTI gap down, obviously. Benchmark down. With the weekend risk premium went down. A lot of people were worried about more strikes over the weekend, and so that's apparently looking more optimistic here. Because of that, S&P, NASDAQ, Dow are ripping up. Today, there's a big chance that we will open green on the day right now. If you take a look at the NASDAQ here, you can see it. Here is the NQ. NQ is up to still under 29,000 though, but it is back from the lows it was. Last Friday it was at 28,200s. It looked like we might actually break under 28,000 on the NQ. The S&P, the NQ is now back up to 28.7s. The S&P here, if you look at it, it got down to lows at 74.30s. It's up to 75s, and so it's looking just, I would say, more optimistic here. So more optimism is here. We'll see if this holds. It's a massive week. It's a massive week. We have big tech earnings. We got like Meta, Microsoft, and more earnings later this week. We have the FOMC decision later this week. On Thursday, we have GDP and PCE inflation. And so we got a lot of stuff brewing this week. I've been trying to find single stock futures on TOS. It doesn't look like they've opened them up yet. But you can see oil's down to $83 a barrel right now. So WTI crude is down. And market optimism is somewhat here today. Again, it's a big earnings week. Kevin Warsh is the Fed chair. His first, it's not his first FOMC as chair, but there's a big hike chance. Still 35% likely he's going to hike rates. Again, personally, I don't think we're going to be raising rates this meeting. If we do, obviously, markets are going to go down most likely. But I don't think we're going to be raising rates. I think we're going to pause this meeting, guys. And you can let me know what you guys think in the chat right now. But I think we're going to pause. I don't think we're going to raise rates. I don't think we're going to cut rates, obviously. I think we're just going to keep rates steady. So the consensus is that we're not going to get hikes until about September. But, yeah, markets are up a little bit. You can kind of see the NASDAQ here up to 28,700s. Now, NVIDIA and SK Hynix did announce a big $500 billion deal. They signed letters of intent with each other. Let me pull this up so you guys can see it here. Hold on. But SK Hynix and NVIDIA did announce a pretty big partnership. It's a $500 billion plus partnership. Spans SK Telecom's AI factory up to 2 gigawatts and SK Hynix long-term AI memory partnerships. This was announced late last week. $500 billion plus initiative spending on AI factories and next gen. It's going to have to do with building and memory. So SK Hynix is entering into a long-term AI memory partnership with NVIDIA. And this is good, especially for NVIDIA, because NVIDIA needs, HBM memory chips, and SK Hynix produces those. It's one of the world's largest producers. And so because of that, this is a good deal for them, I think. SK Hynix gapping up to 161s. You can see NVIDIA here sitting at 207s, back up from the 204 level it was at last week. Gold has bounced back here. Gold's back over 4,100s. As of now, it's right around 4,100, even hit 4,120s almost earlier. So safe haven and inflation hedging working a little bit together. The dollar index is down because yields are down because of optimism in the Middle East. If you take a look at 2-year treasury yields, they are down a little bit today as well, but still elevated from last week, to be honest. But you can see they have dipped a little bit on the open. So here's 2-year treasury yields again. They are sitting snug at 4.31% this morning. And again, they were all the way up to 4.36. If you look at 10-year yields, again, don't get me wrong, yields are still pretty high, and we're going into the Fed meeting here. 10-year yields are at 4.639%. So, but they have all fallen. Here's 10-year yields. Middle Eastern tensions easing is what this is, and so they are down a little bit. Asian markets opened up pretty green as well on de-escalation. We do have durable good orders today at 8:30. I don't think this is going to move markets too heavily here, but we do have durable good orders. But yeah, Microsoft, AMD. Do we have AMD earnings on Tuesday as well? Let me make sure of this. I don't think so. I don't think we have AMD earnings Tuesday. Let me make sure. Maybe it's Wednesday. No, so yeah, I don't know when AMD earnings are. This is AI brain fart here, but what's up, guys? What's up, Ava, Pelican, Proxy, Steve, Ashun, OX, Alexis, Glass, X Toast, Brian, Wanna Be a Trader, FME, Shake and Bake, Ryan, First Choice, One Set, Old Hack, Glass Half Full, Jono, DJ, Jonathan, Darkage, Cam, Raga, Ace, PB, Sorrel, what's up, dude? ERAB, what's up, man? Juan, Achilles, still going through the list here. Daniel, Farmer, Jono, Pawn, Sorry, VA, Knights, Just for Fun, Cute, No Problemo, DW, Tom, Christian. Did I get everybody? I might have got everybody already. What's up, guys? Good morning. It's Monday. Let's see what we get today. What's up, Sutter Kane? How you doing, bro? Captain. What's up, Captain? I'm going to call you Cap, I think. Blossom. Slumdog. I'm going to ask this again. Has anybody found single stock futures yet? I'm assuming maybe they open up at 9:30. Sometimes brokers take a little while to get all that stuff up and running. Oh, also, Britt is here, guys, by the way.
I was going to say good morning to Britt. You know, yeah. Good morning to him, too.
Yeah, Britt is here. Here he is.
What's up, everybody? Good morning.
Yeah.
Not you, John, because you didn't mention me.
What about just now?
In the string of good mornings, you know, otherwise it doesn't count.
You don't deserve it. You got to earn it, Britt. You got to earn a good morning from me. Everybody else earned it. You didn't.
Oh, no. Terrible.
Yeah, look, here's gold right now. Gold at 4100s. Silver is at 5950s this morning. So silver, gold up a little bit here. And we'll see if we hold, man. Again, markets are interesting. Big week, massive week. What I'm worried about is what kind of price action we're going to get today. Like, what kind of price action are we going to get today? You know, we got a lot of stuff coming. We got PCE GDP on Thursday as well. So we got PCE inflation, GDP data dropping on Thursday. We got the Fed meeting on Wednesday. We got big tech earnings this week. We got de-escalation. Maybe we're going to have a good week. So far this earnings season, though, one of the things that we're seeing here is we're seeing stocks report good earnings and then not react well. You know, we've seen a couple different stocks have pretty good numbers and then negatively react here. IBM is one of those. You know, a week or two ago, we can see IBM's big drop. It's starting to rebound, but I don't know if IBM's numbers are actually good. IBM was one of the companies that had bad numbers. They pre-released earnings, dropped a lot, and then they came out with their actual earnings, and they did okay. Here's Intel, Google, obviously, Tesla, down. So most stocks are down from earnings season. I'm just wondering if this trend is going to continue today. Real quick, though, I did just see the NASDAQ fall a little bit here. So NASDAQ is still dipping down some. It's at 680s now. I don't really see anything that might move this. I see AT&T signed an agreement to expand D-Wave's quantum computing tech across network operations. So we had AT&T last week. But yeah, markets are, the big question is, do we raise rates this week? And I don't think we do, personally. I've said this once, I'll say it again. I do not think we raise rates. Yeah, I see MU right here. MU's back up at least to the 930s here. It was at 800s last week for a little while. It was at 900 when the market closed last week at 904s. It's back up to 930, so it's back up versus where it was. But yeah, don't spill the coffee. I'll try not to, man. No, but I traded an ounce of gold futures all weekend. They work smooth. 1 ounce gold futures? What's the symbol on those, dude? Yeah, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Everybody here right now. I'm talking to you. You're like, yeah, is this guy talking to me? I am. Hit the like button. Do it now. raise this week? No, we're not raising this week, bro. I'll do a poll right now, actually. Do we raise rates this week? That's going to be the question of the poll. And I expect it to be like 10% likely. 10% of you guys. Do we raise rates this week? Question mark. Yes or no? Yeah, we pause. Again, that's the only right answer, I think, here, guys. We pause. Hold, no. Send it. You got my likes, John. Thank you, Steve. MU. 25% of these guys will say yes. I think 25% of you guys are wrong. This one's a little bit more, a lot of the time I'm like, yo, will we raise rates or will we cut rates? And it's like a 5% chance. And then a bunch of people are like, yo, that's what we're going to do. I try to tell people, I try to tell people it's unlikely. Now, this time it's a little bit more probable, I think. This time it's a little bit more probable that we're going to raise rates. It's a 35%, it's like a 34% chance on social media. So, yeah, there's like a 34% chance. Let me check the actual odds here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's a 34% chance if you round up. It's technically 33.7% chance we raise rates, but it's just improbable. It could happen. They could come out shocking the world, and if it did happen like that, and Warsh did come out, and the Fed did come out voting for a rate hike, people would obviously be pivoting to, even though it's not just Warsh's decision, people would obviously be pivoting towards, is Warsh going to be as dovish as people think? Right now, though, what we see going on in markets here is MU pulling back a little bit, gold pulling back a little bit, oil jumping up slightly. So we're starting to see a little bit of reversal from the morning optimism. But yeah, in general, markets are still pretty optimistic, it looks like. Yeah, I see oil jumping up a small amount. It doesn't look huge, but it did jump up a little bit. It could be some news. My guess is it's somebody with Iran saying, hey, we could, we would not play these games or something like that. Yeah, look at oil jump just now. I don't know if this is news. I'm looking for it. I see Netanyahu says he's going to discuss Iran and other issues with the president. I don't know if that's what this is. Yeah, I don't know if that's what this is, but it doesn't look that big to me.
No, in the last, or one of the more recent tweets or whatever is just something about the King of Morocco.
Yeah. I saw news about an hour ago that Iran says it redirected several vessels it claims attempted to, quote, illegally and unsafe passage through the Strait of Hormuz after allegedly switching off their tracking systems. But yeah, I'm looking. This Federal Reserve has not commented on interest rates as inflation issues rise, causing confusion regarding U.S. economy. Okay, so this is probably the news that just came out. It says hours ago, the huge, man, I'm going to try to pronounce this correctly. Hours ago, the huge Abqaiq oil facility in eastern Saudi Arabia, one of the world's most important oil processing centers, was set and struck, basically, according to Tasman, citing sources and images. So that's probably what this was, but you can see oil jumped up a little bit and then completely reversed back down here. So oil did jump up. The NASDAQ did fall down simultaneously with this, but they're kind of reversing some of this move here. So not a huge move. We did see volume jump up a little bit on this, so maybe that's what this is. But again, nothing crazy here. I think markets are kind of getting priced into all this stuff. Yeah, I'll go freaked out. It was quick. What's up, farmer? What's up, wanna be a trader? I see oil dropping big right now. I mean, it's not really, I mean, it reversed the whole move for sure. Big is all relative, when we've made such big moves over the weekend, and especially when we've gapped down this much in oil from less escalation, everything looks small compared to the open. But let's see, oil is falling some here. I don't really see any other news. The only news I see again is the huge Abqaiq oil facility in eastern Saudi Arabia, one of the world's most important oil processing centers, was struck, reports Tasman citing sources. That's what I see. That probably is what this is. But Netanyahu's also speaking right now, so maybe that's influencing things. Paper Hands enters the chat. Yeah, I saw this thing about Jerome Powell doing some type of emergency meeting. I don't know if the crypto channels are just bots on social media, but it seems that way. Number one, Jerome Powell can't do an emergency meeting. You know why? It's because Jerome Powell's not the freaking FOMC chairman anymore. And so who's he doing this emergency meeting with? You know? But I did check social media, and they did post about this, about Jerome Powell. You know, this is what you got to watch out for in some of these, like, crypto channels, because they will just spew nonsense at you. Nonsense. At first, I read it, and it was like, Jerome Powell emergency meeting. And, I don't know, dude. I mean, I guess he's still on the board, and so he could do something like this. But yeah, I've seen a couple crypto news. They must just, it says breaking. Former Fed Chair Jerome Powell is set to make an announcement tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, just 1 hour before Wall Street opens. Let's see, bro. Honestly, if he does it, I'll cover it, but I don't think he is. If you, number one, somebody find some places that confirm this, because I don't see anything regarding this. Is this a news week, John? It is a news week. Fed meeting, big tech earnings, PCE and GDP inflation, and more. So we got stuff going on this week. But y'all chat, let me know. I need you guys to be my eyes and my ears right now. Will Jerome Powell do an emergency meeting today at 8:30? And with who is he doing the emergency meeting with? Yeah, he's on the board, but it's still Marsh as FOMC chairman.
Excuse me, it's with whom?
Okay, I'm sorry, Britt. Britt's the English, guy in the chat. That's why he makes the big bucks.
It is.
Yeah.
Was that a Happy Gilmore reference?
I don't know. No, not intentionally,
Okay.
but Shooter McGavin did say something like that.
Okay.
But no, that wasn't. Not intentionally. But yeah, again, I question whether this is real or not. I'm going to ask this again. Has anybody found single stock futures working? They're supposed to come out this week. We hear like Tradeify is going to allow them, which I'm excited for, yeah. And so I want to trade single stock futures. I'm trying to find them. I also see Tesla wins a bid to revive UK lawsuit against InterDigital Fomc over 5G patent license. Looking at our poll, we did a poll. Do we raise rates this week? 30% of you guys say yes. Who thinks we're raising rates? Let's talk about it. Yeah, oil, guys. Look, oil falling still. NASDAQ not really going counter trend to oil right now, though. NASDAQ's pretty quiet. I mean, it's up a lot. NASDAQ's right at the VWAP here. I might actually trade this, but we'll wait. And again, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button.
You can do it. I believe in you guys.
Yeah.
Just 1 or 2 clicks away,
Right. You, too, could become a subscriber. But yeah, gold 4100s, pretty sideways. Oil down pretty big though, man. And again, I thought the $90 price point for oil was scary. So I thought $90 plus was scary. We got, a little higher than that last week. Today we are all the way back down. And both sides have essentially reiterated this. So again, we could look at some stuff like some companies that benefit from ceasefires. You should look at like airlines. So you can look at like Delta Airlines. They're gapping up, obviously. American Airlines, Southwest Airlines, they're all gapping up because essentially oil might be cheaper and it's cheaper to fly planes with lower oil prices. Semiconductors, AMD, Intel, these are all pretty green on the day. So we're watching these as well.
But where's silver?
Silver's just under $60. I looked at it earlier. Silver's at 59.60s this morning. But the big earnings reports to start the week, Wednesday and Thursday are going to be Microsoft. We got Microsoft. It's up to 387s. It's kind of being looked at as a proxy for software to some extent. Not the full extent. Like, it's not completely software, obviously, but it's looked at as a software proxy to a certain extent. Microsoft at 387s right now. It's had a tough few days here. It's dropped a lot. We'll see what they do regarding earnings. Does anybody want to buy some of these ahead of earnings here? Here's Meta. Meta also releases earnings this week. Amazon also releases earnings this week. Apple also releases earnings this week. And Apple's been on a crazy run. It's looked at as kind of the opposite of AI overvaluations to some extent because it hasn't gotten as deeply involved into AI. The VIX, if we're looking at the VIX this morning, the VIX is sitting just at 18, 17s. So the VIX has fallen down some on some of this ceasefire optimism. But we'll see if it holds. Both sides are showing positive signs Again, U.S.-Iran strikes are in a confirmed pause. It's been 2 nights of this, essentially 2 or 3 nights. Again, Iran halted retaliatory operations. Oman is in talks over Hormuz. Oil is down, and the dollar index is down as well. Now, remember, it's a ceasefire potentially, so it could not be permanent. Hormuz is still closed. Wednesday is something that could move things. Again, 35, 34, 33% chance of a hike. PCE inflation on Thursday could bump things. So we'll see what that looks like. But let me know if y'all are bullish or bearish this week, guys. What do you guys think? Let me check the chat. Yeah, I'm still waiting for single stock futures. What's up, good news? Hey, what's up, Faz? Emergency raise? Who's going to emergency raise? It's definitely not Jerome Powell. Because Jerome Powell is not the Fed chairman anymore. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm looking at SK Hynix. They did the NVIDIA deal announced at the end of last week, kind of Friday. So SK Hynix is jumping up here. SpaceX, guys, is still pretty freaking down. And they gapped down big overnight, but they're at 114s right now. Bullish, bull, SpaceX, short the bounce, bull, bullish, added more to my shorts. Impossible to be bullish at the moment. I mean, I disagree. I think it's possible to be bullish for sure. I think you even have some arguments about bullishness today. I think markets might continue to be bullish as long as we don't have more escalating things, which is very possible. I mean, that's obviously on the table here. John, I have a strong feeling that the Fed will hike rates. Chat, let me know anybody in chat right now that thinks we're raising rates. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Does anybody think we're going to raise rates Wednesday? MU, again, memory plays. Still green on the day, though. MU was at $904 right at the close on Friday. It's back up to $940 basically right now. Yeah, I'm not finding single stock futures works for me, at least. What's up? Why would we hike rates? Yeah, I don't think we're going to raise rates yet. I think it's September is when we're probably going to raise. So September is what it's looking like in terms of rate hikes. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. They need to, but they probably won't. Hey, thank you, Z. Appreciate the sub, my friend. Thank you, brother. Shout out to Z for the sub. My guy. I think Apple will break all-time highs ahead of earnings this week. Yeah, I mean, Apple's been moving up a lot. So Apple has been pushing here. It got up to 339s today. If you look at a long-term chart, Apple's basically at all-time highs right now. 334.99 is all-time highs for Apple. So, I mean, we're basically right there right now. If this level we hit in after hours at 339s, but we're basically at all-time highs right now for Apple. So it's very possible we break all-time highs again for Apple today. Again, it's looked at as a opposite of AI trade. Tech, but not AI. Nah, but I think we get a hawkish statement. Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. Will Powell be hawkish or dovish this week? Or not Powell. Will Marsh be hawkish or dovish? I don't know. Yeah, Israel's prime minister says they will discuss Iran and other issues with the president. And oil still pretty low on the day here. Let's see if oil gets down under 80s. I think it's a really good sign. Here's the thing, though, right? Like, oil's down, but at what point is this an overreaction? At what point do you consider this an overreaction? I think we could hear positive signs from both sides, and so if you're going to take any trades, I think that's the risk for oil. But, the only issue that I have, and again, you guys know me, like, people like to make me political. I think both sides want me to be on their side, politically speaking. Like, the left wants me to be on their side, the right wants me to be on their side, and I'm pretty freaking neutral, all things considered. But one of the points here is that, like, we've heard this before, and it hasn't usually held. Like, we've heard ceasefire talks before, it's usually escalated beyond that afterwards. And so I'm hoping this one sticks. I'm hoping we get more, stability there. I'm hoping the Strait of Hormuz gets opened up. I'm hoping we go back to the pre-conflict state of oil. But obviously, I think if you've paid attention to markets over the last 3 months, you got to have at least a certain degree of skepticism here. Like, at least a little bit of skepticism. And I think that's just normal, regardless of which, again, I'm not trying to be political. I'm not really. But regardless of which side you're on, I think, obviously, you got to be a little skeptical. And I hope it's true. I hope they get it done. I really do. Real quick, though, look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ just, you know, tested
I
the
will
VWAP
say,
here.
usually in order for there to be a ceasefire, you have to stop shooting rockets at each other. So, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
That helps.
But I think
It tends to help.
I think they have them. You know, we it's the second
Maybe
day of pauses.
for today.
Yeah, Max, I don't know if you see that, but you saw that drop in the NASDAQ. Originally, I thought it could be news, and I'll still check to see if it is. Oil did jump up simultaneously, but if it is news, it's small news, right? So oil did pop up on that, and the NASDAQ did, you know, fall down a little bit, but they're pretty small, especially when you compare them to like the Sunday open. The NASDAQ dip just now is pretty small. It's pretty quiet. Yeah, so maybe this is some catalyst. I don't know. I'm still watching for it. I see Israel Channel 2 or Channel 12 citing sources says they will present Trump with up-to-date intelligence on the progress towards. Yeah, I don't know if that's the news. It doesn't seem to be, and we'll keep checking, but potentially some news. It's so funny, the oil spikes, but NASDAQ drops. Never understood how having an opinion can be political. Yeah, but I think with geopolitics, it's in the name. It's geopolitics, and that's what this is.
Basically, if you view from one side or another, I mean, one slant, even if you don't really feel politically about it, you're deemed to have a political opinion.
Right. Like, look, there's some stuff the president does I agree with. There's some stuff he does that I disagree with, right? But if I take a side and I'm like, hey, I'm skeptical a little bit, at least. I think you got to be a little bit skeptical.
I'm also not saying I disagree with you. Sorry, go ahead.
No, then people are like, hey, you're against the president or whatever. And they're like, dude, like, I'm neutral on all that stuff. I've just covered this for months now, and so I'm just looking at the history. You know, the definition of insanity is looking at, you know, continuously trying the same thing, expecting a different result. And so I'm going to go with the results that we've seen so far, and that should have at least somewhat skepticism. But it's also possible we get this deal done and you know, this lasts a long time and oil continues to fall and the NASDAQ continues to rebound. I think the NASDAQ needs it, honestly. Anyways.
I will say, though, I don't totally disagree with whoever said, I mean, whatever, you know, that comment that you read that started all this. Just because, I mean, I do think you can have an opinion without it being political, just because you can always simply just want something to go a certain way, you know, in terms of, you know, how it will be viewed historically.
Yeah, I mean, I want this to hit. I've told you guys before, like, I'm tired of covering it on my channel. I mean, we're mostly stock news here, but I'd love for this to end. I'd love for this to end. But regardless, what was I going to say? ADHD that. Okay, yeah. What do you guys want to buy today? What sector? You want to buy memory? You want to buy equities? You want to buy oil? You want to buy gold? What are you guys interested in buying today? Let's hear it in the chat. Yeah. What do you guys think? It's like the 100th time they've tried this. Yeah, eventually we got to get it, you know. Eventually they got to get it done, though. At least I hope so. But what sector do you guys want to buy in chat? I see Nvidia, Google, real estate investment, trust, Nvidia, Bitcoin. We can take a look at Bitcoin this morning. Here's Bitcoin right now. So Bitcoin's sitting at 65,000 roughly. It's holding fairly well. It's slightly red on the day, but it's holding fairly well for Bitcoin. Silver and gold mining shares. Applied Digital, Disney, AMC. Yeah, Applied Digital earnings. Isn't that tomorrow evening, right, for Applied Digital? Tech, Bitcoin. Marvell, NBIS, CoreWeave. Yeah, NBIS with that NVIDIA stake news should be doing okay. I mean, it's still volatile, but there's NBIS, man. This thing's moving, though. I mean, this thing moves a lot. This thing's gone from $14 12 months ago, or not even that, like in October of last year. $14. It hit 300s. It's back down to 187s. And so it is getting supported by big tech. Again, NVIDIA holds a pretty large, like 9+% stake in this company for NBIS. But, yeah, single stock futures. Where are single stock futures, bro? I'm looking at them right now. I was excited to wake up today because I was like, ooh, I'm going to get to toy with single stock futures. But TOS doesn't have them open yet. Apparently, it's going to be under the symbol S. And then whatever the symbol is. So like /S NVIDIA. And it shows up as NVIDIA Corporation stock futures. But when I pull it up, I get this on my charts. So when I pull it up on TOS at least, I get this on my charts. But apparently this is going to be the symbol. It's going to be / in futures and then S in front of it. And then whatever the symbol is. But again, mine is showing this, so nothing's populating yet. They say it might wait for the opening bell. We'll see. But that's where we're at right now. So no single stock futures for me yet here. We're waiting for it though. SK Hynix. Yeah, I mean SK Hynix, their deal with Nvidia is good. It's up to 161s, but just memory has been on a volatile path. What's up, Vegas? What's up, Kim? Fed canceled them? No, they did. Get out of here. It's not the Fed, it's CME. MU's still over 940s. Yeah. I have recurring buys on Nvidia, SK Hynix, but I won't keep my money in it overnight. Someone stole my memberships. Is there a warranty? You get nothing, bro. You get nothing. Get out of here, you know? The dip? So equities. You guys want to buy the dip in equities. Oil? Does anybody want to buy oil right now? I'm tempted to be honest. But it's not risk-free, of course. There could be no lasting peace. SK Telecom. Okay. Does anybody want to buy oil right now? Put yes or no. Is oil a buy right now? We're looking at it, but I don't know if it is or not. Yeah, micros. I don't think they have micros, though. Yeah, I still can't trade single stock futures. I bought some around 5 a.m. Oil is a clear sell. Dip more. Gold is a buy. Yeah, gold up to 4100s here. Gold's still looking interesting. You know, it's going to benefit. Gold is going to move a lot, though, this week from the FOMC decision, right? Like, not the decision necessarily. I mean, I think we're going to pause, and I think when we pause and don't hike, gold might react, at least short-term, slightly well. But I think most of the attention is going to pivot on what Warsh has got to say. It is a little bit more polarized of a meeting, though. I do think we'll see the odds start to fluctuate as we head into Wednesday, though, regarding rate hike odds. I think we're going to see rate hike odds go down heading into Wednesday, in my opinion. And maybe gold will benefit from that moving forward. But yeah, I mean, essentially you want to bet on what's the tone of Warsh during the FOMC is what the question you have to ask yourself regarding gold. You know, the question is, if Warsh is going to be more hawkish than expected, gold might go down. If Warsh is going to be more optimistic and more dovish than expected, gold might go up heading into it. But I think we're going to pause on Wednesday. I do not think we're going to raise rates. Less demand in oil than before. Oil go back up. Needs to be patient. Tesla bounced today. Yeah, Tesla's been a freaking dumpster fire, man. Tesla down to 315. This is the lowest point we've seen in Tesla in a minute. The last time we were under these levels for Tesla was 2025 in September here. So it's been a while since we've been under these levels for Tesla here. Tesla at 313. 300 seems like a big level to watch. But yeah, Tesla, very low. Very sketchy, I would say. Warsh is hawkish. Inflation is still high. John, you sound very permable now. I don't know if I'm permable. I think I was asking people whether we should buy oil, and I don't think that's necessarily like a permable mindset. But maybe I'm a permable. Definitely a permable. Warsh won't give any direction and remain as neutral as possible. It points to task forces. Yeah, we got durable goods in an hour. Again, I don't think they're going to really move markets very much. Durable goods are just what the name suggests. They're durable goods. They're like washing machines and cars and stuff like that. Things that don't deteriorate. If any tone, he'll be dovish hawk. Yeah, I mean, I think he's going to be pretty data dependent. When the conflict is over, oil can drop more. Yeah, but I think the argument right now for oil, and maybe I'm wrong here regarding, I'll buy a little bit of oil, you know, just to play with this here. We made a lot on Friday. We made like over 1,000 on Friday. I think I'm going to buy just a little bit of oil. Just a little bit. Make sure this is right. Yeah, 83.25s for oil. I'm going to buy just a little bit of micro oil futures.
Yeah, Max, I was waiting for somebody to make a perm joke with all the permable talk.
Yeah. Big perm? Warsh needs to make his boss happy. What's the...
Somebody other than me, I mean, because I've done it before. And it just gets a little stale.
Yeah, I see the same guy asking the same question, and so I guess I'll talk about it. This response is definitely not from Google. Okay, it's definitely look, you know, it's definitely not from Google. The Texas Stock Exchange is a fully electronic national securities exchange headquartered in Dallas, Texas, backed by over 275 million in funding from major financial institutions like BlackRock, Citadel Securities, and Schwab. It began a staged operational rollout in July of this year to compete with legacy exchanges like the Nasdaq Stock Exchange and the New York Stock Exchange and the Nasdaq. Location: headquartered in downtown Dallas, Texas. Backing: financed by prominent institutional investors and liquidity providers, making it the most well-capitalized new exchange approved by the SEC. Founded and led by CEO James Lee, it began testing securities in early 2026 with live trading expanded through the month and more. Definitely not from Google, guys. Marsh needs to make his boss happy. Gold buy. Is SpaceX a buy? I see somebody say, buy as much SpaceX as you can. It's at 114.50s here. Does anybody want to buy a SpaceX down here? I'm kind of sketched out on SpaceX right now. Although I do think maybe long term it might be cheap right here, to be honest. I think it might want to hold $100 a share. But long term, it could be cheap right here. We'll have to wait and see. But futures rise on Middle Eastern tensions and oil as of right now. Nothing on either front over there. Yeah, I mean, look, I didn't hate buying oil where we're at. But this is just because we're down so much in oil. Maybe a little bit of extension on the downside here for it. But maybe I'm wrong. I could certainly be wrong. Oil's not really moving over the past 5 or 10 minutes. SpaceX is bottoming. Yeah, gold still dipping under 4100s. Gold is not a buy yet because it's under the 200 EMA at the moment. Yeah, I mean, buying oil would be... Buying gold would basically be a bet on dovishness over the next week, including the FOMC decision and more. So buying gold is basically like buying like on dovish optimism. So if you think we're going to come out more dovish, that's the, gold buy thesis. If memory don't come up, space got no chance. SpaceX pants are down. It's high on a daily chart. Waiting for 70-ish on SpaceX. What's up, Checkerboard? How you doing, bro? Yeah, we'll see, man. Again, it's an interesting day. Here's oil right now. The question is, does oil drop or does it rebound from here? It's down a lot. We had this gap down in oil from $90+ a barrel here. And you can kind of see after strikes were paused, oil gapped down pretty substantially here. And then it even continued falling into right now where it's at here. Right? So oil is gapping down and dropping since it opened up yesterday. And so... And again, a bet on optimism is good. I'm in very small. Obviously, maybe we could get some risk, but what it do, AT? Oil's gonna go up. More conflict is coming, dude. I hope not, but you never freaking know. And again, I just bought oil, so maybe that is something that we see here. I'm still looking at MBIS, though. It's been wild swinging, too. It's under 200s. MU continuing to fall down. So we can look at MU. It's at 930s. I'm still waiting for single stock futures to open up, though. I'm waiting here. Looking at our poll, we asked people. I'm surprised we got this many people saying that we're going to raise rates this week, bro. 33% of you guys. 33% think we're going to raise rates. I guess it accurately reflects the FOMC Fed Watch tool. Because the Fed Watch tool's got about 34% chance. We got 33% here thinking we're going to raise rates. I disagree. But maybe there's some wisdom in the crowd. That's not a small percentage necessarily. It's not like that's outside the realm of possibility in terms of a rate hike. I mean, I don't think it's going to freaking happen. But this is one of those situations where I can make a bet on the FOMC decision. And at this point in time, you could certainly be wrong. We're 3 days away from the Fed meeting, got 34% chance that we're going to raise. So it's possible. It's not just Warsh in there either. You got to understand, multiple different members are voting on this, not just Warsh. Now, Warsh is the leader, but I mean, we could raise rates. This is not one of those meetings where I think the odds of a rate hike are nothing. It's like sometimes, again, we'll be at 1 or 2%, and people are like, yeah, we're going to raise or we're going to cut. The super, super low percentage odds. But again, I don't necessarily think this is one of those situations. I think it's possible we could raise on Wednesday. It's improbable, but it's possible for sure this time. You know, so that goes against how it sometimes is here. What does Kalshi say? Yeah, we can look at like Polymarket and see what they say regarding rates. So at this point in time, there's an 80% plus chance that we pause, 20% chance that we do rate hikes on Polymarket. So maybe some wisdom of the crowd here, but yeah, you can kind of see Polymarket right now. Again, at this point, they have it 80% likely that we are going to pause rates, which I agree. I think the odds are for a pause. I think we're probably going to pause until at the very least September. But again, the odds are not nothing that we raise. Rates won't be raised guaranteed. Yeah, I don't think so. Stagflation. I mean, we don't have super weakening of the labor market to say stagflation yet. So I don't necessarily think... yeah, I don't necessarily think we're in stagflation situation yet. I don't think the labor market's necessarily weak enough. And again, we got GDP on Thursday. What is GDP expected at on Thursday? Let's take a look. We do have durable good orders in about 30 minutes here. But I don't necessarily think we have you know, the weakness that we need in order to say stagflation. Yeah, you got to remember the term stagflation was coined, you know, in a situation where we had like massively high inflation and massively weak economics. And so it was not what we're currently in, where we've had like one bad job report this year where it showed up at 57,000 and then the rest were pretty strong. That's not the same situation. You know, inflation at the time of the stagflation coining was much, much higher than it is now, and the labor market was much, much weaker. And so I think stagflation is probably overused. I get it, but yeah. I think raising rates is a bad option. They're probably not going to do it unless there's a crisis. Hey, what's up, V-Way? Today, buy or sell? I have no idea. Buy or sell, guys? What do you guys think? Bull or bear? I don't know if I've asked that yet. I don't think I had. The current economy is strong enough to withstand a rate hike. Sure. But I don't think anybody necessarily wants it. I think the argument against a rate hike is this. And there's an argument for one as well. But the argument against one is that the current inflationary part of markets is oil. When this conflict settles, big if and when, but when the conflict settles, oil prices should fall, and that should ease inflation. And we saw that somewhat in the CPI inflation report. We do have PCE inflation, the personal consumption expenditure, on Thursday, but yeah, regardless, I hope we get optimism holding here. Bullish day. We have a fake economy. Bull. I don't know. Wait for durable goods. Market doesn't want a rate hike, but it needs one. Bullish day. Yeah, I don't know. Bull memory. Yeah, I mean, memory plays are doing okay. SK Hynix and Nvidia announced their big $500 billion deal. Here's SK Hynix. 161s. Here Nvidia. They're both up on the day, but most things are up just based off of how everything's going. Good morning. Tesla is a house of cards. Does anybody want to buy Tesla at these levels? I think Tesla's earnings report was really bad, and it reacted in such a way here. Here's Tesla. You know, here's their earnings report drop. So Tesla was a dumpster fire from earnings here. You know, massive drops from Tesla. Definitely a little sketchy, a little scary. We'll see what happens. Oil dropping to pulse rates. It's going to fly up after. Many companies starting to hire again on the realization that AI can't completely replace entry level, according to the Wall Street Journal. So stagflation. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to completely replace entry level. I mean, you're still going to have people hiring entry level positions like programmers and stuff like that, but it's certainly going to render some of them less needed. Maybe not completely, you know, but again, we can take a look at this Nvidia SK Hynix deal that was announced last week. This is one of the reasons markets are bouncing back. Again, it's a $500 billion plus deal with Nvidia and SK Hynix. Spans SK Telecom's AI factory up to 2 gigawatts and SK Hynix's long-term AI memory partnership. The memory partnership's the big one, obviously, regarding memory, because when NVIDIA chips are made, they need HBM chips, right? Which is why memory providers like this have gone up so much over the past couple months and longer, really. It's because when NVIDIA produces their chips, they need HBM, high bandwidth memory chips. And again, SK Hynix, Samsung produce them. So SK Hynix and Samsung produce these chips. They said in the era of AI, Competitiveness depends on not just how effectively AI is utilized, but how much intelligence we can produce, said SK Group Chairman Che Tae-wan. By leveraging SK Hynix's AI memory and SK Telecom's AI infrastructure capabilities, SK will collaborate with NVIDIA to build a world-class AI factory, helping Korea transcend its role as a leading adopter of AI and become a global hub that drives AI innovation. South Korea has all the ingredients to become a global AI powerhouse, world-class networks and data centers, leadership in chip tech, and vast industrial scale, said Jensen, founder and CEO. Together with SK Telecom and SK Hynix, we are building a new generation of AI factories that will power Korea's next wave of growth. So we'll see what happens with SK Hynix and memory place today after this news, but yeah, NVIDIA's going to invest $1 billion in Naver Core. I don't know much about Naver Core, but that news just dropped. Strategy made 0 Bitcoin transactions between July 20th. So you can see Strategy making 0 buys or sells over the past week here. Here's Strategy right here. So you can see Strategy making 0. I see that news populate here. But where is Strategy right now? I mean, Bitcoin's doing a little bit better. I expect it to be kind of stagnating here. Yeah, it's under 100 still. Has Stretch gone close to $100 again? It's back up to 90s. Starting to push up. I mean, Bitcoin's holding somewhat, but going to be a crazy week with the cluster of reports impossible to make the right decision. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a catalyst-heavy week, all things considered. Big tech, Fed meeting, PCE, GDP, and more this week. So it is going to be a busy week for economic reports and data and just catalysts for markets. The catalysts are the big thing. Again, durable good orders drop in about 26 minutes, but hot button topic, but why do entry-level jobs want 3 years of experience to even qualify? That's not entry-level. Yeah, for sure. I mean, look.
Yeah, I've always had a problem with that personally.
Yeah, and what's even weirder is that they'll request that in like the application. They'll request that, like, oh, you need a certain amount of experience. And then sometimes they'll hire people anyway without the experience.
Well, the thing is, if you're going to require experience for an entry-level job, then you ought to provide job training.
Right, for sure. John, do you have long-term holdings? Yeah. I mean, of course. You have to have long-term holdings in this market. Yeah, I mean, I'm in tech. I'm in a bunch of stuff, really. A little bit of hedging, too. Semiconductors looking at a close bottom. Going to be a crazy week. Isn't Meta announcing previously they want 2 gigawatts to 4? I think so. Tesla's a car company? Really? Trying to scroll up. Buy or sell on Wednesday before FOMC. I'm not sure. Market super easy to short. Y'all are emotionally invested. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Circle is buying IBM blockchain patent portfolio. But here's NVIDIA. NVIDIA up to 208s here. This is one of those stocks that Michael Burry was wrong on. Oil is continuing to rise, though. I gotta remember to monitor this long I have in oil. It's a longer term long, but we are buying the dip and we are green on it right now. Oil continues to rise relative to where we bought it. It's a small position. Maybe I'll add to it as it continues to go in my favor. If it continues to go in my favor. Market is super easy. I would have been honest. I would have learned earlier, never be honest about your experience. Not with job applications, bro. You got to make yourself sound the brightest and best. What's the logic in Burry? Short, overvaluations, overextension, mostly. His argument is essentially AI overvaluations. He shorted Caterpillar. He shorted MU. These are all things that are in one way or another associated with AI. Caterpillar, creates, or Caterpillar. When data centers are built, what do you need? You need machinery to build them. So Caterpillar is a supplier of construction, equipment. And so it's gone up a lot over the past year or two. But Burry shorted it basically as a AI overvaluation thesis. He also shorted MU. He's green on MU. He also shorted Applied Materials, AMAT. It's up to 556s, but he's green on that one as well. What else did he short? He shorted Tesla, I believe, as well. Isn't he in Tesla short? If he's in Tesla short, he's doing really well. He's very short in Tesla. I think he is. I vaguely remember him being short in Tesla. Yeah, short position at 416 on Tesla on June 30th. So Burry got in short on Tesla. Honestly, dude, here. We are all the way down here for Tesla right now. So Burry got in short here. We're all the way down to like 316s. So He wasn't wrong on Tesla so far here regarding Michael Burry. Yeah, and you can even see some of these articles about his short positions paying off. I think the only thing he's red in is NVIDIA. I think he's short NVIDIA like 198. It's at 208. He's down on his second short MU at 933 currently.
I think you might be Michael Burry in disguise, John. Honestly,
me? Well,
yeah.
I mean, you know,
you're gonna pull off. You're gonna pull off your face like a Scooby-Doo mask. I can see it coming.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, that's me, I guess. Yeah.
And for some reason, you're gonna look just like Christian Bale, not Michael Burry himself.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's preferred. But no, I did see news just now. Iran and U.S. won't dictate war or peace. Iran says it's not holding peace talks with the U.S. and will, quote, never allow Washington to determine the timing of war or peace. Tehran says it will defend its interests as long as necessary and insists the current pause in fighting is not a ceasefire. It added its ongoing shipping talks with Oman are dependent on the U.S. and focused on the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, so again, MicroStrategy apparently paused Bitcoin buying and sell some of its stock. It raised $544.5 million by selling 5.4 million shares through its ATM program last week. So there's a little bit of dilution. They did not buy any Bitcoin. They kept their holdings at 843,775 Bitcoin. They also repurchased 25 million of its Stretch preferred stock, and it still has billions of dollars remaining ATM issuance capacity. So dilution a little bit for Strategy. Doesn't sound like peace anytime soon. The problem no one seems to be talking about is where all the skilled labor is going to come from in this massive tech revolution. Yeah, the point of it is that you won't need too much of it, though. I mean, you'll need some of it. And maybe, again, construction's the play. Why is a lot of crypto exchanges closing? It's probably because they hold massive positions in crypto. And Bitcoin is down. It's been down since last year. We're in kind of a bear market here for crypto. And a lot of those guys, are probably underwater, all things considered. I heard there are more content creators than electricians. Electricians are a good job, though.
Dude, the skilled trades are where it's at this point. Like, we have such a deficit in electricians and plumbers and pipe fitters and welders and everything else. Like, dude, that's where the money is going to be. That's where it is now, but that's especially where it's going to be over the next 5 to 10 years as more and more jobs are made obsolete, in my opinion, by AI. True.
But the barrier of entry is obviously lower in content creation than it is an electrician, as it should be.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, so there are several routes you can take, but like, you can go to, you can take college courses to become an electrician, but realistically, the best way to become a very knowledgeable electrician or whatever is to go through like a trade school.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
And unions have very good trade schools. Not endorsing unions or anything like that. I'm just saying, by and large, they have good trade schools.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, I'm reading this. A lot of people are not convinced we're going to raise rates Wednesday. Again, market's pricing at about a 34% chance that the Fed will raise rates. It's kind of gone down a little bit, though, to be honest.
I mean, I've also just thrown this out there before we completely change subjects, which I guess we already have technically, but I've heard that Gen Z is making a major investment in like skilled trades and professions.
I believe they should.
A lot of them are going into it. A lot of them are disillusioned with like universities and colleges.
Yeah, in college and university, it's again. I talked about this dynamic years ago, and it's still kind of there. The dynamic is back in the day, right? When people went to college, everybody didn't go to college. It wasn't the standard for everybody to go to college. It was like certain people went to college, other people did other things based off of what their interests were. Right now, the standard is like everybody's got to go to college. Every freaking person in the world's got to go to college. It's something that was really reinforced with the boomer generation. Not to talk boomers. I like you guys. I'm not attacking you or anything. But the boomer generation certainly catapulted that further. And like the standard is everybody goes to college. Everybody goes to college. And now we're here where we are now, where a lot of people are going to college and their degrees are not as worth as much as they thought they were going to be. It's a lot harder to get a job, especially in the wake of AI. And so, do I think a lot of people should go to college? Yes. Does everybody need to go to college? No.
No.
I think, again, you should do what you're interested in, whatever that is. Do what you think you will enjoy with your life and let that kind of guide the path. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say you should, but used to be, and this was a long time ago, we used to, the people that were funneled towards colleges and universities were people who had aptitudes, mostly. I mean, there was always, some liberal arts, but mostly it was people who...
Hold on.
Okay.
I'm in oil right now. Look at oil jump right now, dude. Hold on real quick. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm going to let you finish, Brent. I'm going to let you finish. But oil has been moving up here. I'm in this oil long that I bought earlier.
It's because there was just
Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Defense said it intercepted drones from Iraqi territory that attempted to target oil facilities in the eastern province of the Riyadh regions. Al-Hadath reports. So that could be what this is. But look at oil jump. Yeah. So Saudi Arabia says it intercepted, strikes essentially here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, one little micro has got me somewhat of a cushion on the day. We'll see if it continues, but we are in one micro position here. Should I add to this oil long? Oil back up to $84 a barrel here.
I don't know.
Yeah, that 5 a.m. buy and your more recent buy working out, John. Yeah, I mean, we'll see if it holds. Again, I'm not necessarily opposed to oil coming down, but yeah, here's gold and silver drop as oil continues to rise back up here. Gold and silver falling, NASDAQ falling. Some on this news. Again, the recent news that you might be tuning in for, guys, is Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Defense says it intercepted drones from Iraqi territory that attempted to target oil facilities in the eastern province and Riyadh regions, according to Al-Hadath. So this is the news right here. Oil did jump up on it. Yeah, here's that news right there. And again, we do have durable good orders.
Okay.
Coming out at 8:30. 8:30. But go ahead and finish, Rick. Go ahead, dude.
Well, the end of that point was simply that the people that we used to funnel or encourage to go to colleges and universities were people, by and large, who had aptitude or showed aptitude in STEM fields. And I think that was not a bad model, but we've gotten away from that.
Yep. No, 100%. STEM is the right move. There's too many, I don't know. Here's the thing, right? It's
degrees that don't pay anything.
Yeah, for sure. But again, to be fair, historically, what did they tell you to get into? They told you to get into programming. They told you to get into computer science. They told you to get into, that aspect of STEM. And the problem now is that AI is making a lot of those jobs specifically obsolete. Not as obsolete, not completely obsolete, but at least more obsolete than they were.
Yeah, for now, I don't disagree. I disagree a little bit. I think by and large, at least for now, AI it's rendered some jobs obsolete, but mostly it seems to be assisting with and enhancing a lot of the jobs that we're talking about for now, until it actually, becomes so advanced that it takes over completely.
Yeah, but I think it depends on what part of software. If you're getting into programming specifically, and again, this is coming from somebody. Oh, well, that's what I'm talking about when I say computer science. It's just like programming is usually.
Oh, you said computer science. I thought you just said the sciences.
Oh, not science. No. I'm talking about computer science specifically here. This is coming from somebody that taught himself to program over the last 5 or 6 years. Like I learned React, I learned JavaScript, I learned React Native mobile development, I learned Python, and obviously there's still some use case arguments for those languages. But at this point in time, especially with Claude and stuff like that, those skills are rendered certainly more obsolete. Obsolete than they were. And those were kind of the hedge. People were like, oh, well, don't get a business degree, get a programming degree, or get a computer science degree. But there's also some sectors of computer science that are obviously still incredibly useful. If you get into AI programming, that's probably even one of the more useful things.
You definitely still need people to set up the hardware, if nothing else.
Absolutely, yeah. You still need people like that, but jobs. I guess the point is when you learn to code, a lot of the time you would go to a boot camp, right? You wouldn't. Some people wouldn't even go to college for programming. They go to a boot camp, and boot camps would teach them how to code and help them get a job in software development. I'm sure that dynamic is still there. I've never actually tried to get a job in software. I don't really want one personally, but
especially not now.
I'm sure they're hiring less. Especially in those aspects of it. So, it's kind of hit or miss. And that's kind of the nature of the evolution of technology, where sometimes tech evolves. And, yeah. Some sectors of the workforce are rendered obsolete with that evolution.
I agree. I mean, the workforce, the labor force industry has always evolved. I mean, there've always been, sectors of the economy that just kind of went away, like whale oil. One day was just rendered obsolete, by kerosene, and it was just gone.
Yeah,
it was the largest industry in the world for 75 or 100 years.
Yeah, no, for sure, 100%.
Let's see, Britt, did you listen to the Sean Ryan podcast with Mike Rowe? Didn't you? No, I mean, I've listened to him a little bit over the years, but no, most of that stuff I get from my dad. I mean, I grew up in a blue collar household. My dad was a welder and a pipe fitter and an API inspector, and so he's always kind of touted the skilled trades to me. He also told me that he didn't want me to get into them because, like somebody mentioned earlier, you're outside all day, every day, cold, hot, wind, rain. But at the same time, we need people to do those jobs. I mean, realistically, those are the people that keep the hardware of society or civilization running.
Sure, 100%. Yeah.
Sorry, I know that was a little bit of a long monologue.
No. I think it's useful, man. I think this is all useful. We do have durable good orders at 8:30, guys. We do have durable good orders at 8:30. We'll see what happens, but durable goods do drop at 8:30. That is in about 11 minutes. We'll see what happens. I don't know how much these are going to affect markets. I don't necessarily think they will unless they come in at a big level over and under, but we do have durable good orders. I'm still in this oil long. I'm tempted to add to it, and I think I will. I'll add a little piece to this in oil. So we are in.
Refrigerator stole the milkman's job.
Yeah. Look at oil
it's
jump
innovation.
up.
No, sorry.
Hold on, real quick. Look at oil jump up a little bit here. I don't see a catalyst necessarily right now, but look at oil jumping up some here. Still moving higher. I see oil risks aren't over. Who posted this? It says oil prices fell over 5% after the current administration paused plans to intensify strikes on Iran, but analysts warn the sell-off may be premature. Shipping through the strait remains disrupted. Houthi attacks and more causing oil risks. I'm still waiting on freaking single stock futures here. Yeah, I'm not adding. What's up, Fibby? How you doing, brother?
Thanks, Farmer. I appreciate the 9 out of 10 score for my rant.
Yeah, Fibby says, Britt, you continue to impress me and add value, brother.
Oh, well, thank you, Fibby. I really appreciate it, man. I hope to
Britt.
talk to you, in person one day.
Yeah, man.
Well, so to speak, like, YouTube.
Right.
Whatever.
We can run some routes.
Anyway, thank you.
No.
Yeah.
No. All right, guys. So, yeah, we do have durable good orders. I want to trade NVIDIA single stock futures, personally. Look at gold fall down and look at oil rise here. So, again, oil, I'm in this long. I talked about a long earlier on oil, and so far that long is working out. But yeah, what single stock futures do you guys want to trade? That's a good question. I want to trade NVIDIA single stock futures. Well, if AI is taking everything, what should we do? I mean, that's kind of what Britt's talking about. Trade. Not trade, trades, plural. Plumbing, electricity. I think, and again, I've said this many times before, but listen, it's going to be a longer way out for sure. But AI is going to be coming for those jobs as well, just to be honest. It's a much longer, much more protected.
Robotics have to catch up first.
Yeah, robotics have to catch up. Eventually we will get them, but I think it's going to be a decade plus until it really starts eating those jobs.
And I guess the firmware that would connect the two.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a longer way out. It's definitely one of the ways to hedge against AI disruption right now is to get into trades. Yeah. But it's still not perfect.
Britt, I think you should quit saying sorry so much. You're doing better and better every day. Keep it up. First off, I appreciate it. And second off, realistically, you're right. I mean, I do have a tendency to apologize. It's just kind of in my nature, I guess. But you're not wrong. My aunt, who is has a master's in social work and other things, is very deep into psychology. Says that, believe it or not, and I think I've told you this before, John, but the more you apologize, like even just as a habit, the more people unconsciously start to blame you for things. Did you know that?
Yeah, Britt. I blame you right now, Britt. How dare you? I don't know what I blame you for, but I guess I blame my oil trades turning around a little bit here. I blame you for that for sure. Look at oil.
Well, it's definitely my fault.
It's definitely your fault somehow. Yeah. I see somebody say in chat right now, would you trust a robo dentist? Absolutely not, bro. Those things are not getting anywhere close to my mouth.
No.
Yeah. Those things are not.
Although I gotta say, I've only had like procedures done by dentists a few times, and I've had one really good one and one not so good one, and yeah, you can definitely tell the difference. Some of them, like, I don't get how it's possible to, like, with all the technology available, I don't get how it's possible to hurt somebody the way some dentists do.
Yeah. But to be fair, dentist is not a lower barrier of entry job either. Like, I was talking to a doctor the other day, and he said dentistry is like the doctor path that like the people who do the best in school become dentists. Apparently, I would imagine it would be like surgeons, but I guess that's a little bit more nuanced in terms of like skill. But dentistry is like one of the big ones that people go for. It's one of the highest paying ones. So
yeah, I mean, I think I don't think they actually have to go to medical school, right? Isn't it like a 6-year program? It might be medical school. I don't know.
it's some type of medical school. Maybe it's dentist. I don't freaking know. I've never wanted to be a dentist. But
I will say this: I do think it should be a lower barrier of entry because historically, you know who the dentist was?
Who?
The town barber. You know why?
Why?
Because he already had the chair, and I'm not kidding. Like,
oh, he's got the chair. He's it. You know.
I swear, I'm serious, dude. Like, that was the criteria. If you had a barber's chair, you were the dentist, dude.
Yeah.
You just, and basically, and if you had a problem, they just pulled the tooth, whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, back in the day, you used to be able to pass the bar and become an attorney, and I'm still kind of mad that that's not the dynamic anymore. That should be how it is. Like, you become an apprentice.
If you know the law,
right? You pass the bar.
Huey P. Long actually, I can't confirm this, but the rumor is that Huey P. Long actually passed the bar without ever going to law school.
I believe that.
He was like 22.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody passes the bar, let them become an attorney. But again, big education got involved, and they want more money, and they don't want you to be able to skip their schooling and all that stuff. It's nuanced, but yeah, that's what. No,
I agree. I agree completely. I think, well, not necessarily in every field, because some things you need in-depth certifiable training. You know, especially where like safety or sanitation is involved, or I'm sorry, being sanitary. But by and large, I think we need to kind of move back towards a model where if somebody has just a natural ability and innate talent for doing something, they need to just be allowed to do it, as long as, you know, like I said, what they're doing doesn't affect the safety of others. I mean, it used to be,
sure,
you know, a lot of people who were engineers and stuff. I mean, I'm talking, 100 years ago, they were just good at it. They didn't have a degree in engineering. They could just do it.
Sure, like skills brought people to the table versus education. And I think probably, I'm going to pivot back because we got durable goods in 4 minutes, but I'm going to say this last point. No, it's all right. I think you'd probably be a better attorney apprenticing under an attorney and passing the bar. I think you're going to be more experience is generally better in that context versus going to law school in some ways. Not always, but in some ways. But yeah, we got durable goods in 3 minutes, guys. In 3 minutes. Go ahead, Britt.
Well, then I'll make this next point as quickly as I can. I think that should be the case for a lot of professions, and to be honest with you, including doctors. Now, I believe that you would have to, standardize an apprenticeship program across the country, for these different professions, so that everybody is learning the same things. I believe that the people who give apprenticeships or take apprentices should have to pass a certification. But I think we could move back towards an apprenticeship model, not necessarily across the board, but for a lot of professions. I mean, like, if you want to be a doctor at 16, why couldn't you just go study to be a doctor under a doctor for 8 years or 10 years or whatever, and you're a doctor at 25?
Right. Go back to the Jedi system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, durable good orders drop in 3 minutes. I don't know how much these are going to move markets. Oil is kind of consolidating sideways here. Yeah, doctors do have apprenticeships, by the way. But yeah, again, we do have durable good orders. Let's see what oil does so far. Oil's still rising.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brett. Go ahead, dude.
I was going to say, someone said the doctors do have apprenticeships. It's called residency, and I understand that. But that's like a 3-year program where they just basically work you to death. And I'm just saying, I think we could circumvent, 10 or 12 or 14 years of school and a lot of student debt by just letting people who already know what they want to do go study under somebody who can already do it.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for the subscribe, Brandon.
From the beginning.
Appreciate it, brother. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it. But yeah, not after 10 years and $400,000 in student debt.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. All right, guys, here we go. Again, I don't know how much durable goods are really going to affect the market. They might affect it. They might not. It depends on what numbers they actually show up as. Durable goods today are expected at 0.9% for core and 1.6% for headline. Last time they were negative 4.5% for headline. And so we'll see what we show up as. But again, I don't know how much these are really going to impact things anyway. But we're getting close. A minute and 20 seconds left. Outside of that, we don't have any actual official data releases today. But it is going to be a busy day. I'm wondering if we're going to get choppiness. The market's up on optimism from the pause strikes in Iran and all that stuff. So we'll see what the market does. But we got 1 minute left until durable goods drop. I see oil. Oil is starting to come down a little bit. But over the last hour or so, it's back up to 84s.
How dare anybody in this chat disagree with me about any of this stuff?
You don't disagree with Brent here.
I'm just kidding. These are some of
nuanced.
Yeah. I mean, these are my opinions just right off the top of my head. It's not like I've done a ton of in-depth research on this stuff, but it's really just banter. I appreciate anybody agreeing or disagreeing with me. It stimulates conversation.
Yeah. What I'm really happy about is your internet's working today. We got 25 seconds left until durable goods. I want to put gold up. And then I'm going to put
you think it's going to move the market, John?
I don't know. It depends on what we show up as. Either way, it still might not. But we'll watch it like it will, just in case. But again, durable good orders drop in about 5 seconds. A little bit over that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here's the release for durable goods. They ended up showing up at 0.3% versus 1.6%. Actually weaker than expected. Again, we showed up at 0.3 versus 1.6. And core showed up weaker than expected as well. So weaker durable good orders here coming through. I don't know if this is going to move things much, but the NASDAQ so far does not like it. We are down on this. Look at that drop. So we have dropped from durable good orders. They both showed up weaker than expected by a pretty good margin here. I'll put these up in chat. Here's headline durable goods. Again, 0.3 versus 1.6% expected here. I'll put it up on screen right now. There's durable goods, but NASDAQ does not like this so far. Sometimes the first move is the wrong move, but the NASDAQ does not like this so far. And so we'll see if this holds. But that is durable goods so far today. But we did show up at we're kind of retracing here. We got a big candle. Sometimes the first move is the wrong move, though. Where's the oil at? I don't think oil's going to move too much on this, but we did dip down originally, retrace back up, and now we're technically green from. We got a little movement candle here, but yeah. It's positive for the market. Helps with rate cuts decisions. Yeah, I mean, it definitely brings yields down at least a little bit. We'll see how much it affected yields. We'll take a look at 2-year treasury yields. Yeah, so here's yields right now. So yields are at 4.31%. It seems like they're relatively unchanged here, though. But they haven't really moved much. Here's 2-year yields right now. They haven't really jumped up much. They're up a little bit. Yields are a little bit higher, but that one, durable goods would make yields go down, not up. But look at the NASDAQ fall down here. It's at 28,640s. Look at the NASDAQ dip. MU is still falling down some here as well. Look at MU dip. It's at 932s. Yeah, so we did have a red candle from this. Interesting enough. Yeah, we did have a red candle. I see some guys saying, I hate to even acknowledge this because maybe I'm giving the trolls what they want. I've never seen this guy before, but he says, guy in the back definitely making people click off. We were here for trading, bro, not your banter. Honestly, I disagree, dude. I think we're here, most of the people here. Let me know what you guys are in for, trading or banter. Let me know in chat right now. Let's get to the bottom of this here. Banter would be, pro Brit. You could say trading and banter. I think that's probably the most appropriate answer. But let me know what you guys are here for. Let me know. Durable goods did show up at 0.3 versus 1.6%. 0.6% core versus 0.9% expected. Yeah, look at the chat defend Brit. You know,
I just kind of figured that banter is there to fill air between economic happenings.
Yeah, dude, look at the chat. Wake up. You got shooters out here, Brit, is what they're saying.
Well, I appreciate you guys.
Banter. Yeah. Both, mostly banter. I already know how to trade. Party. Definitely a party here. What's up, Nito? I saw the kind words earlier. Thank you, Nito. I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate all support. And look, if you don't like the banter, that's fine. You know, you're entitled to your own opinion. I'm not going to get butthurt about it. But yeah, you know.
Yeah, we ride for Brit. Yeah, Brit has got shooters out here.
Well, thank you. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate it.
Yeah, again, look, that's how this is YouTube. I would be bummed out if I didn't get trolls, I think, you know. So shout out to the trolls.
If somebody's not hating on you, you're not doing it right.
It's really Mike Jones. Who? Where? You know, back then they didn't want Brit. Now Brit's hot. They're all on him.
You know it.
You know,
Mike Jones took that song from me.
Yeah, he did. That was Brit's song first. Long Brit during the vibes here are immaculate. Hey, my guy. Thank you, brother. Banter mostly in breaking news. Yeah, I know a lot of people show up for breaking news specifically. Yeah, lurkers. Some of you guys just showed up to defend Brit, and I can respect it, but show yourself.
Again, like if you don't like the banner, I'm cool with that. You know, to each their own.
No, these are good conversations, though, brother. These are good conversations. I think, you know, these are conversations that dictate the future, and they're market related as well. Like, they have to do with, I wouldn't say trading necessarily, but certainly invest here. Oil's coming down, guys. No. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. I'm in oil right now, long. I bought oil long earlier. We're still green, but I do see oil start to push down a little bit. Let's see if we hold. I almost want to buy more here. I think I will buy more on this dip, as long as it's not catalyst-driven news release here. Let's see. It's right at the VWAP. Let's see if we hold. All right, so durable goods, again, weaker than expected. The Saudi foreign minister said, we reserve the right to respond after an attack by the Iraqi army groups. Hey, thank you, my guy. Thank you, Gary B, for the $2, my friend. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Gary. You're the man, dude.
Appreciate you both. Let the banter flow. Thank you, man. We've always been a banter channel. Like, we cover news here, but, like, I mean, we have in-depth market conversations.
Yeah, well, thing is, you can socialize and still talk about things that are pertinent.
Yeah, oil continues to fall down some, though. I am in my oil long here. We've added... Maybe I should have taken some profit in this, but... Again, it's a small trade. We're going to try to let it work here. But I see the Saudi foreign minister, again, says it reserves the right to respond after attacks. Let's see if oil holds right here. Buy or sell oil right now, guys. What do you guys think? Buy or sell oil? Oil is cheap if the conflict will continue. Only here for the banter and news flow.
I think sell oil. These prices.
Sell?
Yeah.
How dare you go against my trade, Britt? I'm personally offended by that, dude. No, I honestly,
well,
actually like it.
As well, you should be. I specifically watch your trades just to go against them.
Yeah, just to, like, you know, hurt the sentiment around them. I could feel it. So I asked people buy or sell oil right now. Sell, hold, buy, sell, buy, sell, oil, sell, buy, sell. I'm holding. Again, my logic of this oil trade is that oil's down a lot on the day. While it's looking more optimistic, it could have been an overreaction was the idea. And maybe I'm wrong here. In some ways, I hope I could be wrong on this oil trade. Why do I hope I could be wrong? Because me being right means more escalation, more, you know, inflation, more worries. And so, yeah, I mean, in some ways, I hope I'm wrong. But short term, I hope I'm right, obviously. Too much macro noise. Buy. Sell oil. Wait. Yeah, I mean, look, I get it. I get both sides. You know, we have optimistic, de-escalating things here going on. And so maybe that is what this is. But it seems still kind of low. John wants a good oil swing trade. Oil's going to dip more. I don't know. I hope so. Or I hope short term it doesn't. It needs to get back over. Here's the 200 exponential right here. You can see the 200 EMA, this big yellow line. Actually, no, that might be a VWAP band here now that I look at it. Is it a VWAP band? Let me see what I have on my indicators. I'm still waiting for freaking single stock futures though, bro. Where are they at? Yeah, I'm still waiting for single stock futures. Anybody have any luck finding single stock futures right now? Because I think at the opening bell we might get them unlocked.
I don't even know where to find them.
Oil will come down, sell oil. I don't think it's over. Yeah, I mean, if that, again, a bet on oil right now would be a bet that more escalation happens. And I hope I'm wrong. But I bought at 68, sold at 95. Hey, that's a hell of a trade. Good job.
Dude, Fred, you're funny. Constantly trying to lure me into talking about that. I see you.
Where's Fred at? Let's find this guy. Fred.
IK Freddle. He's green.
Is he green? Okay. Yeah, I can't find him. It's all right. I believe you.
He just said trading banter and of course food.
Yeah. This war will not end for another year. How long does this conflict last, guys? Let's talk about it. How long does this conflict last? Maybe I should do a poll on that. Most people think that we're going to pause rates, but over 70% of the chat thinks we're going to raise, or over 30% of the chat thinks we're going to raise on Wednesday.
For obvious reasons, I think it's over before midterms.
Yeah, I mean that's the big pressure point I think for this is midterms. 2 more days, years, January of next year, 3 months, foreseeable future, forever. 84 years, definitely 84 years. MU starting to bounce back up, and so is oil right now. So yeah, but the big question is when that is. You know, chat. 5 years. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be patient and wait. Nah, Washington going to raise because president will call them names. Down in October before midterms. The war continues until 2028. It will pause during midterms. Yeah, I'm still in my oil long here. And maybe I'm dumb for this trade. I don't know. It seems a little extended here. Durable goods, again, did show up weaker than expected. I'm still watching yields to see if they're moving, but they're not really moving that much at all. But yields are, you know, obviously down from the optimism in the Middle East this morning. You can kind of see where yields closed last week right here. And then they gapped down in the Sunday futures open. And they've kind of fought their way back up, though. So we did open much red, much lower on yields, showing more optimism. But we're kind of back up to 4.316% for 2-year treasuries here. So we'll see if those end up holding. But yeah. Higher or lower yields. I mean, heading into the FOMC decision and big tech earnings, it's going to be interesting. All right, so we still got oil. We're still watching it. Does anybody want to buy SpaceX? I asked this earlier, but SpaceX is still falling this morning. It's been dropping. It's at 113s right now.
I'm very interested in it.
Starlink is included in it, right? And I honestly, sorry, Brent, I kind of cut you off a little bit. I'll say
it's
this.
Okay.
Starlink is included in it, and it's down a lot, and I think it might want to hold $100. So go ahead, Brent.
I was just gonna say I'm interested in it. I mean, I know that it basically gone down since it IPO'd, but no, I just think long term, you know, love him or hate him, the guy succeeds, and so I don't. I mean, look, maybe the company fails. I don't know, but I don't think so.
Yeah, a lot of people say at $80 is where they want to buy it. At dollar cost average. Yeah, so a lot of people think $80 is. Hold on, real quick. Oil just jumped a little bit here. Not a huge amount, but it's trying to get over that 200 EMA. Let's see if it actually holds. Looking at news, I don't see anything. Yields are trying to hold too, but yeah. So we've got a couple different, you know, looks at yields. I like to look at like the 2-year yield, which reflects more what the Fed will do in the near term. So like 2-year, the reason I look at 2-year yields is because it's more relevant to like the Fed decision on Wednesday. 10-year yields are longer term inflation and growth expectations. So that's the difference. That's why I look at a little bit shorter term bonds, because they're more in tune with like Fed decisions and stuff like that short term. 10-year yield is a little bit longer term. Like the 2-year yield components are made up of expected Fed funds rate over the next 2 years, small term premium for taking 2-year risk, and some inflation expectations short term. So that's why I like to look at 2-year. 10-year yields obviously a little bit longer term. I don't know, bro. I'm looking for single stock futures right now. I can't find anything regarding it. From my understanding, and maybe I'm wrong here, oil continuing to jump up a little bit though. I mean, I am in oil. But from my understanding, it's going to be /S and then whatever symbol it is. Like and when I pull this up, it does show NVIDIA Corp stock futures for SNVDA /SNVDA. But maybe this is going to open up at the opening bell for single stock futures. I will trade some of these today if we get them at the opening bell, specifically single stock futures. Yeah, I'm gonna live stream the FOMC decision for sure that day. Yeah, we're gonna live stream that. We live stream every Fed meeting and every press conference and all that good stuff.
What day is that again?
Wednesday.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so Wednesday at 2 o'clock is when the FOMC decision is, which will be a little bit more important of a decision because, again, normally when we go into these FOMC decisions, we know what the Fed's going to do. Like, it's like 95% plus likely that the Fed's going to do one specific thing. At least as of now, the odds are still 30+% chance of a rate hike. So they haven't gotten closer together like we've seen historically. I do expect them to get closer together in terms of a one-sided decision, specifically on a pause. I expect the pause odds to go up continuously over the next few days, as long as we don't get more escalating things happen in the Middle East, which is certainly a possibility. But even if we do get escalating things in the Middle East, I still think we're going to pause on Wednesday. I don't think we're going to raise. So
I tend to agree with you.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, CJ Spinos says, "Can I get a shout out from Britt?" Hey, shout out to you, CJ. I hope you're having a great day.
My God, CJ. We appreciate you, CJ. I see you in the chat.
Absolutely, we do.
You're not a lurker,
tuning in, buddy.
Yeah. We like to convert the lurkers here. You know, a lot of people watch the stream. Some of you guys are driving. Why do y'all lurk, guys? Let me know why lurkers. Explain why you lurk. I'm not mad at you for lurking. I appreciate you guys, but why are you lurking? Like, why aren't you chatting? Are you driving? Are you working? Let me know in chat.
Yeah, just the fact that you're here is nice and it helps. But we'd also like to talk to you. You know, get to know you as people.
Yeah, Oracle. I see somebody mentioning Oracle, bro. I don't even want to look at Oracle right now. Nobody even remind me of Oracle, but let's look at it. We're at 115s right now for Oracle. 115s. It's my nature. I'm at work. I lurk at work. Background noise for trading. What's up, Lux? Lurkers Anonymous. Working and learning by listening. Hey, what's up, Close? What's up, Coach? What's up, Coach? For safety reasons, I'm multitasking. What's up, Jason? You've been watching the stream for a long time, though, Jason. I can appreciate you. Working out and working. 90% are probably at work. Busy doing dabs. What kind of dabs are we talking here? There's two different types of dabs. I'm not going to go into specifics here, but which type?
I think they're talking about sand dabs, you know, like the seafood.
Jock Crawford. I see a check mark in there. What's up, Jock? You know, my dad's nickname to me was always Jocko. So I can respect you, Jock.
I forgot he called you that.
He called me Jocko all the time. That was like my nickname. My grandmother, my Mimi, called me Jean. She was Cajun French. She called me Jean.
So she actually spoke like Cajun French? Like
a little bit. Yeah, not I wouldn't say fluent, but a little bit. My grandfather's name, I'm not going to go into specifics about my mom's maiden name.
I understand why.
But my grandfather was very Cajun. His name was Armis.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's absolutely, yeah, that's super Cajun.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he was super Cajun. Super Cajun.
So not my family specifically, but you know my cousin Ruben, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know Ruben.
Yeah. Okay, so his dad's family, I mean, like full blown, like from Crowley, like full blown Cajun. His grandparents, or maybe his great grandparents, didn't even speak English, just spoke nothing but Cajun French. It was awesome and hilarious.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's fun, man. It's a good culture. I see somebody say, "What street did you grow up on?" I grew up on Mockingbird Lane. Definitely real. Definitely not from a TV show. Mockingbird Lane. You know, put it here first. You heard it here first.
Was that the
Mockingbird
Lane?
The
Munsters?
Yeah, it was.
Okay. I thought so.
Yeah, I'm hoping oil goes below 70. I'm kind of like long term. I hope I'm wrong in this oil trade, you know, long term. But short term, obviously, I hope I'm right. I enjoy listening to you guys while I read up on updates. Hey, I appreciate all the lurkers showing up to answer. A lot of people are saying they're working and they just like to hear the banter in the background. Yeah. Any MU holders? Time to get out. Does anybody want to buy memory? Again, MU. SanDisk. SanDisk is still under 1500s. MU still at 930s. They're not at the really crazy levels they were at earlier last week, though. So they're still holding up fairly well here. Fairly well. MU holders sweating. Oracle will see the moon. Bullish on memory, baby. Yeah, I mean, look, it's hard to bet against memory long term. You know, data centers are going to be built. This is almost inevitable, I would say. You're going to need HBM. You're going to need memory. You know, if you're bullish on AI long term, which I am, you're going to need memory. And so, but you could also look at it and say, hey, we're up a ton over the past few months and year, last 12 months really in memory. Like, memory's up a lot over the past little while here. So, yeah.
Jeez. Let's see. HSBC plans to hire over 100 AI experts in Singapore and will open a global AI center there later this year.
Yeah. Getting close to buying MU. Demolition of data centers. It's rightfully so to be up a ton. What's up?
I'm gonna sound like a dummy, but what is HSBC?
It's a bank.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't remember what the abbreviation stands for. It's like, let me see what it is. It's Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation, HSBC. It's one of the largest global banking and financial organizations in the world, offering personal business and investment banking. Definitely didn't Google that, guys. That's, you know, I mean, that's not from me.
Nah, dude, that was off the top of your head, clearly.
That's right off the dome, guys. You know?
You're just a well-informed man, John.
Yeah, me and Lil Wayne are the same. We don't, you know, everything's straight off the dome. All right. You know, we don't look things up on Google here.
Yeah.
China has memory chips, so you could be bullish on memory, but bearish on South Korean memory. Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, SK Hynix. I mean, I don't know, dude. They're doing some deals with some big companies, though. And again, Nvidia, just like I've said, Nvidia needs HBM. Like, to produce the Nvidia chips, they need high bandwidth memory chips. And so that's the argument. That's why memory is up so much. Hey, thank you for the subscribe. I didn't actually catch who it was, but I appreciate you, whoever subscribed in here. Thanks so
Umar
much.
Mughal. Thank you, Umar.
Hey, shout out to Umar. You know, Umar's a great name. You know, generally people that are named Umar are great at jiu-jitsu and sambo. So,
yeah.
Some of you guys understand that reference. Others, that's okay. You know, you'll be cool one day. But yeah.
See,
I've been learning leg locks lately.
You guys are cool now. Yeah. Have you been learning leg locks?
I have. Oh, wait. Oil just jumped here real quick. I'll go into me learning leg locks in a second. But look at oil just jump. Something. I can't tell if this is catalyst driven or not, but look at oil jump up here. It looks to be somewhat catalyst driven. Let me see that. What's the NASDAQ doing? Is the NASDAQ going down? Yes. Okay, oil's jumping. NASDAQ is falling down. I'm going to take one of these off here. I'm going to take a little bit off just to lock in some of that profit here, but something's going on right now.
Yeah, I can't find it yet.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. Hold on. But something just made oil jump. It doesn't seem to be big, but something made oil jump up just real quick here. NASDAQ did fall simultaneously with this. And sometimes the first move is the wrong move, but something did make oil pop. NASDAQ falling, oil jumping up. You can see that correlation here. Here's NASDAQ on the right. Here's oil on the left. And so something just happened. I'm going to take a little bit more off as well. We got one left here. We've taken 2/3 of the position off now.
33 data centers, 208 employees.
Yeah. New oil tanker was attacked. That's definitely plausible. We're looking the news up now. Again, we've cut most of the position, and maybe we'll hold the rest break even on.
It wouldn't shock me if that was the case based on some of the things that have already happened this morning.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. It would definitely pivot to kind of more escalating things.
Yeah.
And oil looks like the net effect is still going up here. Let me see if I can find the actual catalyst here. Okay, so this is some news. It's translated from Arabic, but it says, quote, "By the grace of God, a number of targets and sensitive points in the supply and transport of crude oil from eastern Saudi Arabia to Yanbu were struck using several things in response to the Saudis' enemy drones breaching Yemeni airspace. So yeah, it's this. So supply getting hit made oil jump up a little bit, made NASDAQ come down some, but it doesn't look to be holding it. It seems to be a pretty small catalyst, all things considered. In the like when you zoom out and look at everything else, it seems to be small. I'll still hold a piece of my oil trade, but
sorry.
Sorry for what? You apologize.
Oh, I hit the mic. I thought you might have heard. It might have been loud.
Yeah, no, you're good. I didn't hear anything.
Okay.
But it looks like the buy in oil was correct here, guys. So me buying oil looks like was the right move. Again, we took a little bit off.
So yeah, the thing about Yemen, that must have been the Houthis.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I don't see any other news. Usually we'll get other news reiterate this in some ways. I see Deutsche Bank cuts Tesla price target to 420, maintains a buy rating though. But yeah, oil continues to go higher. I see HSBC plans to hire over 100 AI experts in Singapore and will open a global AI center later this year. But yeah, a number of target and sensitive points in the supply and transport of crude oil from eastern Saudi Arabia to Yanbu were struck in response. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to make you guys panic. I'm just covering the news. I could, generally speaking, right now it's a very catalyst-driven market with oil especially, right? So whenever I see oil jump up like it has, it's usually some type of catalyst. Like you can see oil's move right here. It's usually something. And so whenever I see it jump up by a big margin like this, it's usually something. And whenever oil goes up and the NASDAQ goes down, it's usually almost always geopolitics if it's a large enough candle movement. So I can tell something's happened. And I see, the Houthis claim responsibility. So, yep.
I was right again.
Yep, you were. That's right. That's correct. And I think, there's some easy trades to get involved with this right now, just because, like, oil drops a lot based off of back and forth kind of news. When oil drops a lot, you might be able to target. Like I said, this is why I got in long earlier, is because I thought we're down a lot. Things are looking more optimistic. Are they completely optimistic? No, and I think there's a chance that markets also price that in, and, we'll hold the rest break even. We've already scaled out of most of this. NASDAQ is still doing okay, though. So we'll see if that ends up holding or what here.
Let's see. At least Britt did not spill coffee on the bed this time. Yeah, at least that didn't happen. My God, Britt, stop saying sorry in mostly caps. It's a fly. Don't yell at me, man. I'm so sorry.
Everybody yell at Britt right now.
And also, you're not wrong, it's fly, but it's a hard habit to break. Like, it becomes part of like your common lexicon, and it's hard to break verbal habits sometimes.
No, I do too, man. I say I'm sorry too much as well.
I'm sorry about that, John.
John, tell your story about how you got into trading. I got into trading because I went and saw the movie The Big Short. This was a decade ago.
Is that really why you got into it?
Yeah, I mean, I was a poker player before, and I like chess and other stuff like that, and so I saw the movie The Big Short, and I was like, hey, I can use my mental, to try to make some money. That is really what I got involved with. I saw The Big Short. My wife and I went and saw that movie in theaters, and we didn't really understand. Like, I knew what a short was, but I didn't really understand what the movie was about. Loved the movie, obviously. Got home, started day trading penny stocks, lost a bunch of money, and, that's kind of how I got started.
Oh, sorry, I was not laughing at your story. I mean, it was hilarious, but
my feelings were hurt.
No, Ace Fly just said something funny. Like after reprimanding me for apologizing, his next comment was free giveaway for every time Britt says sorry.
Yeah, drink every time Britt apologizes. Don't do it. I'm just joking.
No, that would not go well for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, what's your favorite trading movie? Margin Call is really good. Wolf of Wall Street is good. I see Amazon saying Leo will partner with mobile network operators to extend mobile connectivity services globally with satellite deployment beginning in 2028.
My favorite trading movie is Boiler Room.
Boiler Room's great. Did you know Boiler Room and the Wolf of Wall Street are about the same firm?
Really? I did not know that. I think Boiler Room was better.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they're about the same firm. I don't know. Wolf of Wall Street, I got to give it to Wolf of Wall Street. Boiler Room is great.
I didn't like it. Something about Leo in that role just annoyed me.
Yeah, but that's the point. You know, that's the point. And it's ironic too because like, look, they made The Wolf of Wall Street as as like a cautionary tale about greed. It's basically like Wall Street, the movie.
Is it kind of like Goodfellas but for trading?
Yeah, right, exactly. But it ended up inspiring more people to get involved with the stock market than anything else. And so the irony is they made it as a cautionary tale about greed, and it inspired people to be more greedy. You know, so do you think the Nasdaq gives back all its gains from last night? I don't know. Again, we'll have to wait and see. I'm curious to see what single stock futures do at the opening bell. I'm still waiting for them. But oil continuing to rise. Margin call is great. Definitely a darker, like sad. Definitely a more sad movie.
I've never heard of margin calls. Or dumb money or I mean, I've heard of Rounders, but I've never watched it.
Rounders is a poker movie. Dumb Money is a movie about the GameStop short squeeze. You know, and the sketchiness that the big banks did, and you know, with all that.
Okay.
So cool. Dumb Money is actually about a streamer, kind of like what we're doing now. It's about a live streamer that live streamed his takes on GameStop and more. His name is Roaring Kitty, and so that's what Dumb Money. And he basically made tens of millions of dollars from GameStop, from buying GameStop because it squeezed such a parabolic amount, and it also inspired a bunch of other people to get involved with kind of punishing the big banks.
And save GameStop, right?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah, I'm live streaming it, Jonathan. We're gonna be live streaming FOMC for sure. What got me into the stock market was GameStop and AMC. Yeah, I mean, with GameStop and AMC, it was kind of the perfect storm. Like, we had lockdowns, everybody stuck at home. And so what do people do when they're stuck at home? Like, a lot of people couldn't work even though they wanted to. And so what did they do? They started trading. Even Dave Portnoy and like a bunch of people got involved with trading at the time. And so it's interesting for sure because 2021 was kind of the perfect storm. Everybody stuck at home, didn't have anything to do, so they started dabbling in trading. It brought a lot of people to the market, and the volume was wild at that point in time. Oil's starting to fall down here though, so maybe we have some news here. I'm gonna get out of this position, green on the rest as well. We ended up making money.
You know what's funny? All those movies about trading and nobody mentioned Wall Street.
Well, Wall Street's older. It's good. I actually didn't mind the new one. Everybody hated it, but
I liked it. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big Shia LaBeouf fan, but I liked the movie overall. It was Money Never Sleeps, right? Wasn't that the sequel?
Yeah, that's right. Look at oil though. Oil just jumped up. I got out of the position now, but it's up to 84.20s here. It's jumping up a little bit right now. Could be bouncing off the VWAP though, and so I'm still looking at news to see if this moves. But
Death Card, you're right. I didn't really think of trading places that way, but I guess it is.
Yeah, I'm looking for news. I don't see anything yet.
No, I mean,
okay, wait.
While we've been talking.
Oh wait, I did see news just now. Number one, it's the 9 a.m. scrum, right? So it's 9 o'clock. Oil just jumped up. I think the reason it jumped up, I'm seeing Iran Supreme Leader calls for Hezbollah to continue armed resistance until forces completely withdraw. So that could be the catalyst here. Nasdaq is starting to head down. Oil is starting to jump higher here, but I do see that news coming out. Let's see if we hold, but I think that could be what this is. Not 100% sure, but
jeez.
I would defer you to buying chips. What's up, Guillermo? I got started. Who got started in 2020, 2021? I'm sure a lot of people did.
Not me.
Oh, are we doomed? I don't know if we're doomed. Look at oil, though. This has got to be look at oil jumping the Nasdaq down. I should have held that long, bro. But
I mean,
we made enough from it.
Aren't we all doomed in the end?
Typical Monday drama, yo. Yeah, Monday always here with the drama for sure. Me, yo. What's up, Nas? Yeah, I think this is the new. I mean, oil's still up, but I'm still watching yields though. Yields are kind of unchanged here. Like, they're not moving a ton, and I'm still watching them. But let's see what happens. We do. I'm really curious to see if single stock futures. Does anybody have access to single stock futures yet in chat? Anybody get them yet? Because I don't see anything for them. I'm assuming 9:30. And then look, here's oil come down. Here's the Nasdaq. Nasdaq running into that 200 EMA level here. The Nasdaq is moving. Precisely, Brit.
Yeah, honestly, Stuck, I was wondering what that was in reaction to. I don't even know what I said. I already forgot.
Still holding oil. Yeah, it could be the 9 a.m. scrub. It could be news. I'm not sure. I don't see anything too crazy yet in terms of posts. China starts mass producing homegrown DUV chip making tools in advance for local chip industry. What's MU doing? MU's actually not down though. Where's Nvidia? Nvidia jumped up a little bit as well here. Nvidia makes investment in safe super intelligence, no terms. Okay, the president tweeted, but it's nothing. It's regarding the filibuster and politics there.
Oh, okay.
I knew the housing crisis of 2008 was coming because all the for sale signs in 06 and 07. I know we are going into a depression because the homeless in my area is bad. It's going to be a green or red day today. Any thoughts? Red or green day today, chat? What do you guys think?
Of course, that's where they are. That's where the people with money are.
Yeah. I got started in 08. My first trade was Sirius.
As in Sirius XM?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm sure they're doing bad right now. What's the symbol on Sirius? I don't think it's good, huh? That's Sirius.
Why would they be doing bad? Do people not use satellite radio anymore?
I mean, they still use them, you know, and it's still up from the prices they're talking about, but
I love satellite radio.
Yeah, but I think you might be an outlier. I'm not saying people don't like satellite radio, but I guess the logic of it is that young people use like Spotify. They use Spotify, they use mobile stuff. They don't really use satellite radio like that. I would say, and again, I'm not attacking anybody. I just think this is the dynamic, and y'all can agree or disagree with me here, chat, and Britt, but I think satellite radio is usually for older people. And as people continue to get older, people who use satellite radio will become less and less common. And so I think over time, technology is going to kind of eat that market share. And young people use different things to listen to music. Again, I have a 17-year-old. She uses Spotify mostly.
Just out of curiosity, because I don't really have any experience with Spotify. I mean, I do Pandora, but like, how much exposure do you get to like more eclectic music, like, you know, older stuff that you don't generally hear? Like, is it easy to come across new music?
Yeah. You can find whatever music you're into on Spotify for the most part. Like whatever.
No, I mean, I'm talking about finding stuff you didn't know you were into, like, because that's what I like about satellite radio is like I listen to like old country music stations, and I hear stuff from like the 50s, 60s, 70s, like stuff I've never heard of before, and that's kind of saying something for me, to be honest.
Right.
And
Well, yeah, the algorithms do really good at that as well. Like they'll figure out what you're into, and then they'll feed you new music based off of that. Same thing with like Pandora as well. Like Pandora will do that as well. And so I think just newer age technologies like that are going to be on the forefront versus Siri and satellite radio. You know, again, okay. I still think you're going to have people that use them, and I'm sure some people in the chat are like, "Yo, I use satellite radio, I use Siri." But I think over time, you know, if you look at it, they're just going to lose interest. They're going to lose market share to newer age technologies that younger generations use.
Maybe you're right.
Let me know. Do you guys agree or disagree with me? No, go ahead, Brett. I just wanted to ask the chat that while you were talking. So go ahead.
Okay, let me apologize one more time so everybody can yell at me again. Yeah, so I also use it because there's several news stations that I like to listen to on there. Mostly I listen to the news while I'm riding nowadays as I've gotten older. But also, there's a channel there called Radio Classics where it's just a bunch of old radio shows from, you know, like the 40s, 50s, and around that area. And I love those. I love old radio shows like Johnny Dollar or The Whistler, all kinds of stuff. Like, and you have all kinds of like really cool old movie stars that did radio shows, like Jimmy Stewart's and a bunch of them. It's cool.
Real quick. Oil's jumping up. The NASDAQ is dropping simultaneously here, so we might have more escalating news. I'm not 100% sure. Oil's been in this range, but look at that candle on oil. Yeah, look at it. Look at that candle on oil, and look at the NASDAQ come down simultaneously. It's not a big candle, but it could be more. Let's look. Morgan Stanley sees Starship milestone. Said SpaceX boosted confidence. Starlink boosted confidence. Yeah, see, Chinese memory chip maker CXMT closes 465% higher at its first day of trading, officially making it the most valuable company listed in China. It's up to $49. 49 CNY. So interesting. And look, I don't know if that's the news. I'm just kind of covering this. I don't know if there is any news. Could just be oil going up and the Nasdaq moving down. Let me know if you guys see anything.
I don't see anything yet.
It looks to be something though, because the Nasdaq is falling simultaneously here. It also could be memory, SK Hynix. Still dipping some. MU's at 938s. No leakage. Yeah, I don't see anything. Maybe it's just, market's getting priced in. But look at oil. Oil back up to the top of the range here. 84.40s. Nasdaq down to 28.650s. John, can you look at silver? I mean, yeah, I like silver. It's under 59s. It has given up a lot relative to where it was. But I think silver and gold, you got to look at kind of as a group. I like both of them long term. Short term, I don't know what they're going to do. Again, they're going to be so sensitive to yields, gold and silver right now, that it depends on, short term, you're looking at gold and silver. It depends on what the Fed does during the FOMC on Wednesday. If the Fed comes out and hikes rates, silver's going to dump, gold's going to dump most likely. If the Fed comes out and pauses rates and has a hawkish tone, then again, silver's going to drop, gold's going to drop. They're sensitive to higher yields. Higher yields means less people buy gold and silver because they're non-yielding assets, and they gravitate towards buying bonds versus non-yielding assets like silver, gold, and even equities. And so, yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you think short term, especially what kind of tone you think the Fed's going to have during the FOMC meeting on Wednesday. Whether I don't think we're raising rates. I mean, there's a chance we do, though. Again, I always give out these predictions ahead of FOMC. This is not a meeting in which it's certain what we're going to do. Like, it's the minority odds are for a rate hike, but it's still 34% likely as of now that we're going to raise rates Wednesday. So it's one of those situations in which, it's not the most probable outcome, but there's still a decent chance that we raise rates on Wednesday. And I think if we do, obviously equities and markets and gold and silver are going to fall. But again, it's not 0% as of now. I do expect the spread to tighten a little bit more. But with that, we'll have to wait for Wednesday to see what these do.
That was a good take, John. I enjoyed that.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, Britt.
Yeah, dude.
I'm heading overseas in a few days. I need a rate hike. Yeah. Quite sure. Is it going to be a pause, especially with PPI data? I mean, I think it's going to be a pause as well. I think CPI and PPI. Here's the thing, though, right? When we take a look at oil. All right, so oil, you can see the month of June here. Let me get rid of some of these levels. But here's the oil graph. Again, you can take a look at June, which is where the last PPI print showed. And you can see June right here. And so you can see during June, oil fell by a pretty large margin. Again, June started right here. It fell all the way down by the end of June, sub $70 a barrel for oil. So we fell a lot during the month of June. And this is the month in which we had the lower inflation data prints that we got earlier this month. Right, so PPI and CPI were from June specifically. Now, the problem with this is that if you look at where the price of oil is now, we are above where we were when we ended June here. This is what oil's done since June ended. So here's June ending here, right? And then here's what oil has done since then. Now, we're not up to 90 plus still, but we're at 84s here. So again, you can kind of see we're still up a pretty significant amount relative to where we were when July started. And so what does that mean? That means that in July inflation data that comes out in August, we're going to have higher inflation prints versus what we showed in June, almost certainly, because oil is so much more elevated than where we were in June. And so I guess the point is the Fed is going to take that into account. I still think we're going to pause, right? But they are going to look at, where oil is now versus when June ended for the Fed decision. And so like we're still going to have lower inflation than we did at 4.2%. I'm guessing at what's expected for PCE inflation for June. I'm sure it's still pretty low. I'm sure it's about the same as CPI, right? It drops Thursday. PCE inflation on Thursday is expected. I don't show the expect. Oh yeah, it's expected at 0.1% versus 0.3%. 3.4% on the year is what we showed up last time. So we'll see what we show. This is for June, but again, the next inflation reports that we get after this are going to be higher because oil went up in those months. So that's the dynamic you want to consider here. And oil is still pretty much flat. We got 15 minutes until the market opens. People were saying Jerome Powell did some type of emergency meeting. And I don't know, dude. It's hard to tell whether it's just crypto spammers or whether this is actually going to be something that we get here. PCE, GDP, and jobless claims after the rate decision. Yes. The next day is where we get PCE, GDP, and jobless claims. The rate decision's on Wednesday, and then the next day we have all that data coming out on Thursday. So we got a list of stuff. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out Apex. Apex still right now has their big sale where you can get a 100K challenge. The 100K intraday challenge is only $59 if you use my code BGT at checkout. Again, if you appreciate what we do here and you want to try prop firms, some of them are going to be adding single stock futures. And so if you appreciate what we do here, look, you can get the you can get the 100K right now, no activation fee for $59 right now. Here's the 100K no activation fee. If you use my code, it is $59. And again, they give you a demo, they test your skill with it. If you pass the test, they fund you. If you fail, you only lose what you pay for. And this is incredibly useful when you learn day trading. Most day traders lose money, right? So if you fund your own account 2, 3, 4, 5 grand, you're going to lose most likely, at least a lot of it. And so it makes no sense. It makes much more sense. This is kind of like a middle ground between paper, which is no risk, and real money, which is too much risk for new traders. So having something cheap like this, that's $59, or you can go cheaper as well. I think the 50K is like $24 right now. And so it's just a cheaper way to learn. All things considered. Here's the link if you want to check it out. Great way to help support the channel. Again, remember to use coupon code BGT on all of them. It's a great way to help keep our content free if you appreciate the banter and hanging out with us every day.
Yep, so and it's just a smart play for you.
Yeah, for sure. We appreciate you guys. Big earnings week this week for sure.
Yeah, and we were talking about inflation earlier, and while normally I'm not a fan of inflation, what I would like to see is an inflation in likes. So, if you guys can help us out with that, I would certainly appreciate it.
Yeah, get hawkish with likes, guys, is what Britt's saying.
Yeah, exactly. See, John, you understood. I knew you would.
I knew you knew I would as well. But no, listen, I saw some crypto spammers post about Jerome Powell doing some type of emergency press conference, but I don't think he is. I'm trying to show you guys, like, I'm looking it up where. I think we would have heard something. Dude, I don't even know how this guy has any followers. Oh, this might be it might be a scammer, honestly, now that I look at it. It's talking about airdrops.
Hey, thanks for the subscribe, KCS.
Hey, thank you, brother. Thank you, bro. But yeah, this might be a scammer. He might just be trying to, like, fake engagement and then bringing everybody to the chat. Everybody else is disagreeing, but we'll watch for Jerome Powell at 8:30. Or no, he said it would be at 8:30. That was when durable goods came out. We didn't have any Jerome Powell. Okay, never mind. They're just wrong.
Never you mind, John.
He probably is AI.
Chip Dougal says, wouldn't it be dovish with likes? I don't know, but you get the point. I like likes.
Well, no, dovish is less inflationary, right? So if Britt's talking about inflating likes, dovish is what we see the Fed's mindset with the dovishness sentiment, a dove sentiment, is inflation's under control and the labor market is weak. Right, so that's a dovish sentiment, is like stimulation, like labor market's weak, inflation's under control, let's lower interest rates, let's be dovish. A hawkish sentiment is what you do when inflation is too high. Like, inflation is too high, but I guess maybe by that mindset, you're right.
I love how deep we're getting into this when all it was a random plea for likes.
Yeah. He might be AI. No, because the Fed being dovish would cause more inflation. It would be money printing and lowering rates, so that would increase inflation. I guess you're right, Chip Doug. That's why that's the realization I got to at the very end. Dove or Hawk on likes, guys? What do you guys think? Let's just ask the chat. They'll figure it out. You know?
Every time I see your name, Chip Dougal, I think of Chip Douglas.
So do I.
You know what the cable guy?
Yeah. Dovish with likes? Stimulate the likes, guys. Get your mind out the gutter. NASDAQ coming down here. NASDAQ coming down. Gold's coming down a little bit. See what oil's doing.
Okay, Chip.
Oil's still rising.
Actually, I'm genuinely happy to hear that, Chip. I don't know why, but it tickles me.
Yeah. Oil's jumped up to 84.5s right now. 84.5s. All right, so Strategy launches stretch buyback. They launched an ongoing STRC share repurchase program, buying back 288,930 shares for $25 million at an average price of 86.5. They also said its U.S. dollar reserve increased to 3.75 billion regarding Strategy and Stretch. Likes to remain unchanged. Oh, that's definitely not true.
No,
when I pulled up the stream, we had 48 likes. Now we have 268, and I believe we're gonna break 300 today. I really do.
I know we can.
But look at oil pop up, guys. Oil's at 84.5s right now. 84.5s.
Matter of fact, in the words of Uncle Sam, I want you to click the like button.
Yeah, we need you guys to do your part. It's like Starship Troopers. We need you to do your part here, guys.
Yeah.
When we hit
Great
300.
Movie. I mean, I know it's not a great movie, but I love the movie.
Starship Troopers, bro?
Yeah.
That is an absolute gem of a movie. It's great. I love it. I've watched it probably 20 times in my life. I showed it to my daughter. She loved it. Maybe it's not the most, stereotypically great movie, but it's still good. It's a good movie. Well, real quick though, oil's coming down, or oil's going up. NASDAQ is falling a little bit into the opening bell. We have 12 minutes left. I did get out of my oil long, but look at the NASDAQ dip here. So the NASDAQ had a pretty big red candle just now. Let's see if we got anything going on. I see Sailor talking about president pushing to end the filibuster. Strategy launches the buyback. We cover that.
Oh, Robocop was Paul Verhoeven as well, Chip.
NASDAQ continues to fall down here, guys. Oil's not really moving, but the NASDAQ's dipping here, so that means it may be chip related. MU's falling.
Steve says you saw the report stating Iran says it still controls Hormuz, not seeking talks despite the bombing halt.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I kind of expected that. That's one of the reasons I bought oil this morning. And again, we did get news earlier that China has started mass production of domestically developed DUV lithography equipment. This is what TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors, produces here. So it's a big advance. Those machines are expensive as well. But look, real quick, look at the NASDAQ fall here. So the NASDAQ is still falling. Pretty big red candle. They're at 637. NASDAQ's falling kind of quick here. We got 5 minutes into the market on open data. Again, what I'm really watching for the opening bell, I mean, obviously I'm watching breaking news. We're watching market reactions and more. What I'm really watching is to see if I can trade single stock futures at the opening bell. Feed them to me, market. Like, I would love to trade single stock futures. And obviously, guys, it's a very interesting week here. Again, poly market pricing in about 78% likelihood of no change in rates on Wednesday. So let's see. Had to stop by and smash the like. Thank you, Ace Boogie. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, sir. Because chips
me
are
too.
commodity.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Thanks so much. I'm trying to see the correlation with oil and the NASDAQ here. I don't see too much of one. Yeah, I mean, I think inflation is affecting everybody, but royal blue. I mean, high oil prices are affecting things. And even if the conflict settles soon, we're still going to have continued long-term effects. Unfreaking believable, dude. How ridiculous. Bro, I honestly hate Windows with such a big passion right now, bro. It's not even ridiculous. Can you guys hear me? I know, we're back here, dude. We're back. Honestly, so freaking ridiculous, bro. Windows forces you to do updates. This time it didn't even remind me. Dude, just booted my PC down. Didn't even remind me. I freaking hate Windows with a passion here. We're back. Honestly, dude, I might get an Apple. I might buy Apple stock and short Microsoft just for this specific thing. Like, how ridiculous. Like, how ridiculous is this? Absolutely freaking ridiculous, bro. Unbelievable. Here, how much time we got? We got 3 minutes into the opening bell. I'm hoping just it pains me, dude. It pains me. I can't believe Windows acts like this, bro. Like, they just want my data anyway, dude. But we're back up and running here, man. Look at Intel. Look at Intel dump right now. Look at the NASDAQ dip. Apparently, we got news over the weekend, too. I'll get Britt back in here in a second here. I got to get everything up and running. But, man, just unfreaking believable, dude. Honestly, this is not the first time this has happened either. But here's the opening bell in 2 minutes. Ugh, bro, I'm still pissed off, bro. Just freaking ridiculous. Hey, what's up, Britt? How you doing, bro?
What's up, man?
Honestly, dude, freaking Microsoft, bro. How dare them, dude? The audacity of Microsoft right now, bro. Like, forcing these updates. We're back up now and running, but, like, dude, forcing these updates on me. Look at the NASDAQ dip here into the opening bell.
Actually, I did it. I hacked your computer and made it update.
Yeah, here, look, the market's here. Like, honestly, I'm so pissed off about this. It's so freaking ridiculous, bro. Like, look at the NASDAQ fall. NASDAQ's down to 606. Apparently, the market on open data market didn't like it. But just, ugh, man. I genuinely dislike, I genuinely dislike freaking.
Farmer says, gonna poke my Bill Gates voodoo doll. You're welcome.
Yeah. It might be time for that. I mean, I'm not telling you to do it, of course. I would never, but.
I didn't hear any of that. You went, like, completely muffled.
Sorry. The opening bell is here, guys. We got 30 seconds. Let's see what we get. NASDAQ falling down ahead of the opening bell. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. So freaking mad, dude. All right, opening bell's here. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's the bell. All right, there's the opening bell. Let's see what we get today. All right, look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA falling at the opening bell. MU falling at the opening bell. Oil. I'm seeing NVIDIA and chips fall, though, at the opening bell. Look at MU down to under 930s. Here's NVIDIA down to 207s. Let's see if the weakness holds. Bro, it just made the noise again that my computer was about to crash. It literally just made the noise again that it was about to crash, and then it stopped. Again, MU down to 925s here. 925s.
Maybe it knew how mad you would be.
Honestly, bro, I almost threw my headphones off and went to restart my computer again, but apparently we're okay. But NVIDIA is fading down. We're seeing some bearishness at the opening bell. NVIDIA is still technically green on the day, but it's at 207s. There we go. Look at NVIDIA, just went red on the day.
Today you'll be okay. That's definitely true, Larry LaRue, but...
Yeah, I'm still not freaking happy about it.
No.
Yeah, look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA just went red. What about single stock futures, bro? That's what I want. Still no single stock futures here. Gold trying to move back higher here. Look at NVIDIA. It's at 206s. Let's see if we can trade some here. I'm a little nervous to trade right now. We're at 206.80s. Look at the bears show up, though, at the opening bell here, guys. Bears are here right now. Does this bearishness hold? No, the audio's working. Hit the live button next to the play button. NASDAQ starting to bounce slightly here, though. I'll give it a second. Bear or bull right now, guys. This is a red open, though. MU has gone all the way back down under 920s. Look at MU fall here. So a lot of this is chips. Chips are falling right now. Chat. We're at 920s here, 920s. Look at the NASDAQ dip. Look at MU, guys, down to 918s. Is this news driven? I don't know. We're seeing a red open for chips. No, it's not news. Look at MU there, man. Wow. NASDAQ dipping, MU dipping, SpaceX dipping. Google's moving up. Tesla's still go down. Go ahead.
I was just saying, yeah, the most recent thing I see is NVIDIA makes investment in safe superintelligence, no terms.
Yeah, that came out much earlier. So
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right, guys. NASDAQ down to 28.5s here, though, dude. It looks bearish right now. Do we get a reversal, or is this bearish just continue? Where's oil? Oil's moving down as well. Yeah, it's the Harlem Shake. Yeah, for sure. You know. Look at the NASDAQ fall here, though, guys. NASDAQ still dipping here. 517s. Yikes, bro. Look at the NASDAQ dump here. NASDAQ still falling. This is mostly memory pullbacks. MU's now red on the day. It's under 920. SanDisk is now red on the day. It's at under 1430s. SK Hynix now still green on the day, but moving down here. So this is memory pullbacks right now in markets. Memory's still dipping, still falling.
Tesla tanking.
Yeah, Tesla's down. Memory's down. Although MU's starting to rebound back up a little bit. Tesla's starting to bounce back some too here. So do I buy this dip is the question. I'm going to buy one contract here. What time is it? Maybe I'm frustrated since the opening bell. But I'll buy a little dip, see what happens. Maybe add some to this. We got a cushion on the day here. There we go. Bounce back. Yes, sir. All right, we'll take a little bit off. Take a little bit more off up there. 2 contracts left. There we go. We'll take a little bit more off up there. And we'll get out the rest right there. Okay, nice little opening trade. Maybe that'll make me feel better.
Does it?
Not really. Bitcoin moved up some. I'm looking at gold here, but yeah, this is chips rebounding. Tesla's almost completely bounced back. Gold still at 4080s. Oil still hitting at the VWAP area. Again, does anybody have access to single stock futures here? Anybody? Does anybody have access to single stock futures? Where's Microsoft at right now? Let's take a look at Microsoft. We're at 390s for Microsoft. What a buy I got into earlier, though. That worked. Look at the NASDAQ. Starting to fight some of this red fear at the opening bell. Chips are still down, though, since the open, but other stuff's starting to rebound. Look at that candle here, guys. Wow. Goldman sees gas price risk. Chip stocks drop on China DUV report. Again, the DUV lithography machines are what TSM produces. We're back to kind of the high volume node here, but if we can break down a little bit lower, I might jump back into a short here. It's a little bit volatile of an open, though. Long or short right here, guys? What do you guys think? I think we're somewhere in the middle. Long or short? Bull or bear? Long or short? What do you guys think? I'm tempted to go short, but I think it's risky as well. SP 500 about to roll over. ASML. Long. I think I'm just going to wait here. We're getting back to that high volume area. If this level can hold, maybe I'll short. But bull, bear. I see long, bull, bear. Slightly long bias, bull, bearish, bull. Yeah, we're kind of in the middle right now. That means I should probably wait. NQ bear is pushing hard. I don't know. We're looking at this. But again, MU dumped a lot at the open and then started to rip back up here. So crypto is doing well. It's the open. Yeah, Bitcoin's bouncing back, so I'm almost back to flat on the day. Still red though. We're 7 minutes into the day. Again, chat, do we have anybody that has access to single stock futures? If so, let me know what platform and what's the symbol you're trading. I'm still waiting for him, but I don't see any yet. Yeah, we bounced off the low of Asian session, or at least close to it. I think we're somewhere in the middle right now in terms of direction. Crypto continues to bounce back. Where's gold? Oil's kind of stagnating here too. Gold is still under 4100s. Nothing on Robinhood, TRX. Need more good news. I looked up. Yeah, I look S and NVDA. I looked up as well. Wolf, it's not there yet either. Yeah, I see it listed on TOS as well, like S and NVDA. That is the intraday. It's the intraday no activation fee 100K account. All right, look at a big red candle here. But yeah, Christian, that's the 100K intraday no activation fee account for $59. Look at the NASDAQ turn back down. I should have shorted it. I mean, we're very green on the day already. We got a nice cushion, so we can take some more risks today. I'll short a bounce if we get it, but it needs to be a large bounce to like 565, at least 550s, and we haven't really gotten it yet. Ninja Trader. Yeah. We don't have any economic reports for 8:30 yet, do we? Or for 10? Atlanta Fed GDP. I don't even know if that comes out. I might be wrong. All right, let's see if we get a little pop. I'd short a bounce. We got up to 550s. Maybe I should have shorted that. But I'd like 565s. I might not get it though. We'll see. If I get 565s, I'll short. 550s. Might miss it. Maybe I'm too stubborn with my entry, but I think I gotta be stubborn. Yeah, I'm too stubborn with it. We're getting back down to the lows. Yep. Oh, it's too early to tell here. Honestly, Bitcoin's doing okay. Bitcoin's going up to 65 plus now. It's technically green on the day as of now. Memory looks like it's still coming back down, though. I think that's going to drag us to lows. Yeah, so Bitcoin's moving for sure. S&P 500 banks index hit record highs. This is a high noise, low signal market. Yeah, I don't like a short now. I mean, I think it might break lows, but there's not enough meat on the move here. I should have shorted it up here at 550, but I wanted 65s. Bitcoin's still rising. Yeah, we're kind of consolidating in chips right now. SpaceX really weak. Yeah, it is. Looks like we're gonna hit lows. Memory coming back down, but still flat on the day. I don't like another short now. Even if we get a bounce, it's too sideways looking for me, but I think we're gonna break lows. It's not gonna matter anyway. Sometimes what happens is we get close to lows, and so a lot of shorts pile in, and then those shorts get kind of squeezed out on the upside, and we rebound big too. So I don't necessarily like a short if we bounce up, but we might crack lows before then, but there's not enough meat on the move on the downside either. Here's lows of the day. At it now. It looks like we're going to break underneath it and then maybe pop higher real quick, but let's see. Yeah, there's the low break. Still falling. Maybe we're not going to pop higher. MU just ripped under the previous closing price. It's technically red on the day now. So a lot of this is memory related. MU down to 9/16s. You guys red or green today so far? Let me know. I'm green, but we don't have a... I mean, we have a cushion for sure. It's not like Friday. Friday we made over 1,000. Still cracking lows. Green, green AF, red, green, green so far. 3.9% green. Hey, 3.9% solid. We're still breaking down though, and this is mostly memory related here. I might buy a dip right now. Definitely a risky dip. But we'll buy a little bit right here, and then maybe add some more to it and trade with some risk since we can now. All right, we got 2 contracts here. Let's see if we squeeze up a little bit first. There we go. All right, we'll take a little bit off there. Take a little bit off there. I don't want it to get slammed down here too, so we'll hold just a little piece of this now. We have a cushion though. We can hold the rest of this break even too. We'll give it a second. Chips are down. Somebody said, why is AMD dropping? Chips are down. I'm going to get out the rest right there and just take this little scalp. But chips are down, but they're kind of what's moving the market. So we're up about 300 on the day. Last week we made about 1,000. Or no, last week on Friday we made about 1,000 just on Friday alone. All right, so we're right at the lows. I don't think there's any trade to make here unless you're going to short a bounce. Yeah, I don't know if there's any short here. I'm trying to look up what freaking tanked my computer. It happened right before the opening bell. I think it was just a forced update, dude. All right, so now we're starting to test these lows again. S&P declines to comment on meter report. It expects to keep rates at 0. All right, look at us. We're cracked lows again here, so we just dropped again. SpaceX still down to 112s here, so still dropping. We're at lows again. Sorry, I'm pulling up my settings here. kind of in the no trade zone right now. SpaceX equals cosmic turd. There's not really any like reason MU's dropping and memories falling right now. It's just kind of maybe some continued fear and corrections. Nasdaq just broke lows again, but let's see if we can move back up here. I don't really have a trade to make. We're already pretty green in this. Quantum, yeah, I saw the good news on Quantum earlier. Rigetti's up to almost 16s here. If we pop back, IBM is up. Is IBM up? Software related. Hey, shout out to Dan C, my guy. Thanks so much for the subscribe, my friend. I appreciate it, bro. CapEx fears. Yeah, I mean, that's probably true. CapEx fears heading into earnings season too is what it is, you know, potentially. We're heading back up. Again, if you want to check out Apex, great way to help support the channel. They have their 100K eval. The intraday 100K eval is only $59, no activation fee. And so pretty cheap for Apex. If you want to check them out, Apex has got some of the cheapest accounts in the game. So if you want to learn, they're probably the good move. You can also buy a 5-pack bundle of the cheapest accounts for like 85 bucks. Very cheap. If you want to check them out, I'll put the link up. It's a great way to help support the channel. We appreciate you guys. Yeah, look at this move up. Here's the link right here. I don't know if I pinned it to the top of the chat. Great way to help support our free content and help keep our content free. So if you like the show, you like the banter, you like hanging out with us every day, you can use my code. It'll help support the channel. There's the link right there.
And we appreciate all the love, you guys. So,
yeah.
You know, thanks ahead of time.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, we're kind of stagnated here. What's up, Ski Bum? I bought IBM last week. Yeah, look, we're down. Honestly, MU is basically just sitting sideways right now. There's a Houston, Texas rap joke I can make from that, but so far, MU started to break down at the open and then kind of stayed steady here. Quantum is starting to rebound back up, though. Here's Quantum. It's up to 15.6. Yeah, memory's been fading a little bit here, but yeah, so it sounds like the stream crash was due to a forced Microsoft update, which we kind of already knew, but ridiculous, man. Nvidia's still fading too, so this is chip breakdown. Look at Nvidia, it's down to 202s.
I did it because you're a threat, John.
Yeah, bond yields. Yeah, a lot of stuff's moving down. See if we start to rebound, though. I don't necessarily hate a rebounding move, but I also think like Friday the market was scary. Over the weekend we got more optimism. IBM is ripping up. Where's oil? Oil's down a little bit. SpaceX will probably go sub 210 or 110 today, potentially for sure. It's heading down there. It's down to look, it's at 110s now. Look at SpaceX continue to fall down here, guys. Look at this. Lower pre-market's 110 basically. 110.20s. It's at 111s right now, so we'll see if it continues to fall. See if the fears pick up.
Nvidia getting destroyed. How down is Nvidia?
It's down to 202s. I mean, just looked at it. Yeah, it's down. I did short a little bit of this move just now here. But I'll hold it close to break even. I'd like it to break down some more clearly, but we'll give it a second. There we go. All right, we'll cover a little bit. Hold the rest flat.
What is Nvidia down from?
It was at like what 207s earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 208s. All right, so we'll cut the last little piece here and just kind of attack that downward range here. We're up about 400 on the day, so we got a nice cushion. Still falling though. We're at 450s. Also, guys, check out Lucid as well. Lucid's good. Like, I always talk about Lucid because Lucid's good because it meshes really well with how I trade. Like, Lucid, and again, we didn't do any plugs for the first few hours, which is kind of how we keep it. But Lucid allows 90-10 split, end-of-day drawdowns, 10-to-1 micro scaling. A Lucid Flex account is one of the best accounts to actually get funded in. If you look at the funded rules, no daily loss limit beyond initial trail, no consistency rule. They process payouts quickly as well. We got one in 1 minute. From there, they literally processed it and it headed to the bank in 1 minute.
Can't beat that, man.
Yeah, I'll put that link up. You can use code BGT on Lucid, Take Profit, Tradeify, Apex. Tradeify is supposed to be getting involved with single stock futures as well, so I'm really curious to see if that happens. But there's the Lucid link if you want to check it out. I'm still waiting for my single stock futures, bro. I still don't see it. Nothing, man. They're like, oh, we're debuting single stock futures today. Y'all should have done this ahead of time. You should have had this.
You're just feeling kind of salty today, huh, John?
I'm mad, bro. I'm mad, dude. I'll admit it. I'm mad right now. Freaking Windows.
John's mad as heck, and he's not going to take it anymore.
I know. I'm not taking this anymore from Windows, bro. Like, they didn't even warn me this time. They were like, you know what? Forced update, crash your computer mid-streaming. Basically, we hate you, John, is what Microsoft told me in that,
Yeah, forced update at the count of right now.
In that desperate act of updating. Yeah. Oh, single stock futures are live today, but I think they're probably live. I don't think they're live on a lot of trading platforms. They'll probably take a little while to get in, but I'm waiting. I want to trade Nvidia single stock futures, AMD. I want to trade a lot of the big boys. Because I think in memory play specifically, you got a lot of easy correlations and like a lot of easy momentum recently, especially. ASML shares are down. Look at ASML. I think just in single stocks, you got a lot of easy momentum that the NASDAQ eventually follows. Yeah, look at ASML. It's down as well. MU starting to fade back too. We're back at the lows on the NASDAQ here.
Mad John. That's what they called him in high school. Was Mad John.
Dude, I'm freaking mad. I can't believe this.
That's because of all the crazy capers he would come up with.
Yeah. Again, join our Discord and hang out with us, bro. Here's the Discord link. Join and hang out with us. There's the Discord link. Check it out. Join it. I'm up on the day. I'm up as well, actually. Despite my computer crashing, I'm green on the day. Gold's starting to break down a little bit, though. Look at gold here. The gold's starting to fade as well. Higher yield fears maybe causing this. Look at gold. Whoa, look at gold. MU just went red.
John had so many nicknames in high school. He did. John wears many hats.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so look, I saw this news that might be moving things here. Iran rejected 2 extreme U.S. demands during talks in Islamabad after Washington warned negotiations would fail if Tehran refused to accept them, according to Deputy Foreign Minister said today. So again, it's kind of some more details into why the last ceasefire was broken, is that it says Iran rejected 2 extreme U.S. demands during the talks. With that, oil bouncing higher, NASDAQ falling, gold falling down on feels of extended conflict. There's the NASDAQ continuing to break. We're at 28,400s here. So we're starting to see a turnaround of the optimism we saw today, which is why I longed oil earlier. But MU's just testing lows again of the day here. MU's right at lows. I'm up 80%. 80% is a good percentage, bro.
Heck yeah. Some people say that's more than 70.
I mean, I would say it's definitely more than 60. 70's pushing it, Britt.
Maybe by a little, 5 or 10.
Yeah, I guess, dude. And we're sitting here tight, guys. We're sitting here tight. MU just cracked lows of the day. Broke under that major range that MU's been in. NVIDIA down at 912. So where's SK Hynix at today? It's breaking down too. SK Hynix is at 150 here. So memory starting to unwind some here, guys. The more we drop, the more I want to buy this. All right, I just bought some. We'll add a little bit more. I can take more risk now. We got a large cushion, so I want to take more risk. Let's see if we can. I might give back all my gains on the day, but that's all right. I just want to see if we retrace back up there quickly here. These drops are just getting steep, though. MU still falling down to 906s. Hey, shout out to whoever subscribed. Thanks so much.
Shout out to whoever you are.
Yeah, whoever you are, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm going to take some of this off here. Just hold 5, I think. See if we get a little pop back up. Yeah.
Thanks, Zong Hong.
Yeah, thank you, man. I think I scaled out of this. I think it might crack this low and then bounce back, though. Let's see. 10 a.m. slam. That's in 1 minute. Sometimes we do get a slam at 10. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut it. Took too long to bounce. There's a little bit of a bounce now, but took too long. We'll cut it. Wait. We're still up hundreds on the day now, but memory continues to kind of get slammed down is the problem here.
Thanks, Jay Chan. I'm going to assume that's a compliment. I think it is. Not certain about the slang, but thank you.
Yeah, MU just cracked lows again. Got down to 904s. Let's see if it holds down there. SK Hynix has been really breaking down too. Single stock future should be available at NT on NinjaTrader. Yeah, I don't see anything yet. Oh, I do. Wait. No, never mind. All right, look at this drop here. Oh, look at this steep drop. Look at MU here, guys. MU's under 900s again. Bro, MU and chips are freaking selling off right now, man. SpaceX hit all-time lows under 110s as well. So whoever predicted that earlier was correct. Yeah, this is chips just selling off right now, guys. They've been dropping all day. Look at MU, under 900s. I'm still kind of tempted to buy this, though. We've broken down a lot. Even if we continue down, we might have a little recovery bounce. Let's see. So what everything else. Where's Tesla at today? What's Tesla doing? I'm assuming it's falling. Yeah, Tesla down to 308s. All right, now we did buy the dip here. We were at 3. Take a little piece off there. We got 2 left. Hold the rest flat though. It's a risky buy, but I think the risk reward's decent if it continues down of it, or it continues up. There we go. Get out a little bit more there. Taking the elevator down quickly though when we do drop. And MU, Tesla, SK Hynix, and more are still just fading today, man. Where's Nvidia? Has Nvidia held steady? No, Nvidia's close to lows. There we go. I just don't want to see a slam down after this small little range break. There we go. I'm out break even on the rest, which is fine.
Thanks, Jay.
Up over 400. What's up, Britt? Go ahead, dude. Sorry.
No, I was just talking to somebody in the chat.
I am trading NASDAQ futures right now. Micro NASDAQ futures is what I'm really trading. I mean, this is my trading so far this month. We're doing pretty good. So total P&L so far for July is right. We had a 61% profitability. My long this morning on oil brought my longest trade time up though, but gross P&L 3,700, net P&L is 2,700 or so. Not bad on this account. Yeah, I'm looking at bonds, but bonds have been less reactive. They're up a little bit from when I last looked at them though, so yields are a little bit higher here. Buy or sell right now, guys? What do you guys think? I don't know what we're getting here. There's MU. Man, I thought single stock futures would be available today. I don't see them yet. Buy will be back up soon. Bears are strong today. Good job. Technically, we aren't in a bear market. Effing buy. Sell and buy chips. Buy. It depends on the platform regarding do I buy new accounts if you lose it or just reset it. Depends on the platform. Depends on the company. Some of them have cheaper resets. Some of them have cheaper eval. Just buying a new one. Yeah, has Bitcoin bounced back here? I mean, markets are moving in a risk-off way. I'm assuming Bitcoin bounce stopped. Yeah, it turned around. Okay, that makes sense. Everybody's sleeping on software still. Buy now. SpaceX going to 80. A lot of people think SpaceX is hitting 80, man. That's one of the big outlooks here.
Could be a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, it could be. But, dude, right now, memory is what's selling off. Like, memory has gotten just absolutely hammered this morning since the open. I'm going to take a little bounce play here again, and I've mostly just been buying the dip in this. We've dropped so much here. I think there's more upside, but we could obviously keep dropping. There we go. Like half off here. Just kind of lock it in $100 at a time. There we go. We'll cut it right there. We are now up $521 today.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks, man. This is an Apex 250 legacy account. Is what this is. Repricing. When SpaceX was at 210, my dad called me asking if he should buy it. My mom called me as well, which is a big top signal, obviously. My mom was like, hey, John. She did this with Dogecoin. I've told the story about this, but she did this with Dogecoin when it was at like 75 cents. It never hit those highs again. My mom is a sell signal, for sure, you know. I think if your parent reaches out and asks if they should buy a stock and they have nothing to do with finance and don't know much about finance, it's probably a sell signal. But a lot of people agree with that, I'm sure. But she reached out with me regarding SpaceX as well, and I told her I don't know. I think what I told her is IPOs are risky. Is exactly what I've told her. Mom's talking about stocks is always a sell signal. Market top of SpaceX. SpaceX had a lot of dilution coming up. Yeah, the logic of this is like, dude, if your parents are just out hearing about this, if they're hearing about it outside the stock market, there could be a bubble. Is the logic of it. Man, one of the things that's dropping, look at SK Hynix here, dude. SK Hynix still fading, 147s. My girlfriend talking about Bitcoin as a sign for me. Hey, listen. It might be. Alright, so I do see Nvidia still trading within a range, but starting to bounce back. MU is starting to rebound a little bit. SanDisk is as well, but they're all very small rebounds at this point, and the market's still kind of uncertain here. I mean, we have had big drops. Apple's still doing really well, and they have earnings this week also, but Apple green since the bell. A lot of people bought IBM. It's still up. Microsoft. As much as I hate to say this, Microsoft is green since the opening bell and on the day. Bitcoin bouncing back a little bit as well. Yeah, I see that. Technically green on the day now for Bitcoin. Nasdaq still looking red. SK Hynix is really like the big stock in memory that's selling off. Look at SKH, SKHY. SK Hynix is dumping down at 146s right now. So is Tesla. SpaceX hit 109s as well. It's tested lows again though on the NQ. And SK Hynix is still really fading. Look at this, 145s. Nasdaq still dumping down here. Just cracked lows again on the day. Still fading. Look at that. Faders are here. I don't like Microsoft because they forced an update on me this freaking morning and crashed my stream. You know? How dare you, bro? I buy your operating systems. You know, I buy the computers with your operating systems. Then this is how you do me, Microsoft.
Man, you're really holding a grudge about this, huh?
Oh, dude, I'm going to be grudgy for a while now. Quote it. Look at the Nasdaq. Still dropping here. Look at this drop.
Man.
Sorry, go ahead, Britt.
I can't say anything. I hold on to petty little things like that. A lot of times, too. Like, specifically against, like, you know, an entity. Like, not a person necessarily, but, like, just random faceless entities.
My issue is they do this just for data, bro. Like, they act like they're forcing these updates to help you with your computer. They're pulling data from you every single time they do these fucking updates, bro. Like, that's what I hate about it. It's like, if it was for a justifiable reason, sure. And they mask it as one, but it's not. You know? Everybody knows what it is.
I get that.
I mean, the $500+ I'm green on the day makes me feel a little bit better. So. Oh, yeah. Simon says get over it. Dude, I'm over.
Yeah.
I'm really not, but I'm over it.
I hold grudges just in the sense that, like, I like to randomly rant about, like, past wrongs that I've experienced. I don't actually, like, stay angry or hold a real grudge about it. I just like ranting sometimes. It's funny.
Yeah. No, Michael Burry's right now, dude. Michael Burry's floating in money right now because MU is down big from where he shorted it. What else is he short? Nvidia's almost green. AMAT down big. Caterpillar down. Tesla down big from where he shorted it. Honestly, Michael Burry's loving life right now, I'm sure. Simon says, haha, that's legit funny. Yeah, I mean, listen, my jokes hit. My jokes hit, you know. Tell my daughter this. She says my jokes aren't funny. Obviously, I disagree. I disagree with that.
Yeah, teenagers don't have any sense of humor anyway.
She says my jokes aren't funny, but she's also told some of my stories and jokes to her friends to get laughs. So, like, you know.
She pretends they're her stories, doesn't she?
She does. She admitted to it one time. You know, one time. So, hey.
Yeah,
the never-ending competition. Burry is like, I told you so. Yeah, Caterpillar down is not a good sign. Yeah, I mean, Caterpillar, the reason Burry shorted is because they are obviously construction equipment, and you need construction equipment and, you know, things like that to build the data centers. So it's kind of like a short on AI, a proxy for AI is Caterpillar, a proxy on data center build out. NASDAQ still testing lows here.
Yeah, I've got to say, if she ever tells me a story from 2004, I'm going to doubt that it was her.
Buy a Mac, you cheap bastard. Dude, that's exactly why I'm not buying a Mac, dude. Macs are great, but for the same specs, you get a PC for 40% cheaper, you know. They're definitely dad jokes, 100%.
Yeah, but dad jokes are where it's at, you know.
It really is, dude. You gotta grow into dad jokes. And I'm the type of person, like, I joke way too much. I've always been that way. I saw a picture of me with my grandma from when I was like 8 or 9. And you could tell my grandma's face, she was so frustrated with me at the time. They were like, take a serious picture, John, just smile. And I wasn't smiling. I was like off doing something dumb on the camera. So that's how it goes.
So then they just slapped you until you complied.
Yeah, again, look, yeah, they probably did. SanDisk did just crack 1300s here. Look at SK Hynix though, but look at SanDisk. This is memory dumping markets today, guys.
Why am I your hero, Preston? I'm just curious. I mean, I understand it. You know, I'm a very heroic figure, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, you look up hero, Brit's there. You know.
Yep. I look suspiciously like Mr. Incredible, though, from The Incredibles.
Yeah. Yeah, no, when Chad Kroger and Saliva decided to make their song, Brit was actually who inspired that song. You know.
Yeah. You know, I'm a hero that can save you.
Yeah, that's right. All right, guys, memory. Bearish. MU is taking a big percentage pull. So just to put this into perspective, right, regarding stocks right now, memory is down on a percentage basis, a very large amount. Just since the opening bell, MU opened up at what, like 933 or so. MU is down to 880s. So MU has fallen over 5% since the opening bell. Hit lows of 878. SanDisk has fallen a lot as well. It's over 1300s now, but it's right at 1300s. SK Hynix is down big from 160 something, like 162s down to 140s. So big percentage pullbacks in memory this morning. That's what's driving a lot of this here. So just be careful, guys. Friday, we saw memory sell-offs as well. We saw some optimism, but it's not, the optimism from this weekend doesn't seem to be holding in a great way here. So just be careful.
All right. I'll bite Simon Mack. What did the fireman call his two sons?
Oil is actually lower since the open too, with all things considered, but I don't think that's what's scaring markets right now. I think it's memory overvaluation fears. I sold out of MU at 1100 in June. I don't know, Zaddy. Too bad he didn't short that, huh?
Yeah.
All right, here's NASDAQ testing lows again. Basically all breakdowns, all shorts since the opening bell. All bears. Does anybody think this bounce back? This bounces back. I don't
like
think
today
we
or
have...
just period?
No, today. Like from the levels we're at now.
Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking a little sketchy for sure.
No, I can't get that song out of my head, John. Thanks.
The Hero song, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Nothing reminds me of the 2000s more than that song.
Oh, I know, dude.
There used to be a dirt bike game that had it on it. I remember the dirt bike game. That's why whenever I hear that song, I remember this dirt bike game. I think it was for Xbox, but
While that was, I mean, still an epic song. I also really liked the main song from Spider-Man 2, you know, Dashboard Confessional.
yeah. I remember that song too. Very 2000s, early 2000s.
Yeah, dude.
All right, Nasdaq just cracked lows again. It's at 229s. FOMC meeting Wednesday. Yields are up too, man. They're moving up. Market's waiting for wash. Yeah, I mean, but we're not choppy like we are a lot of the time. I think we could chop now. I think you could argue a buy. I'm gonna buy a little bit here. We'll take 3 contracts right here and see what happens. We're very green on the day though. Okay. A little bounce back. We'll give it time. There we go. All right, we'll take a little bit more off here. Let's see if we keep ripping back up. There we go. I'm going to cut it right there and just attack that range. Yeah, we're up about 650 on the day. Friday we made 1,000.
Heck yeah.
Still checking for single stock futures. Oh wait, it's moving. See, I see the price moving. It just doesn't populate on my screen yet. Still don't see any charts, unfortunately. See the price change though. I mean, dare I ask bear or bull, chat?
You dare. Yeah.
Target?
You dare.
Yeah, I'm in target still. Average price is 86.50 on target though. I think it bounces back. It's down too much too early. Yeah, I agree. But I think it's definitely, like I always say, it's not risk-free. I mean, it could certainly keep dropping. But extension-wise, reward to risk-wise, I think maybe we bounce back a little bit here. But it could crack lows a couple more times before it happens. Maybe a longer-term, small-risk trade makes sense on the upside. Better risk-reward ratios on the upside, probably. Again, bull or bear, chat, answer. Do it now. You got to participate in the stream today.
Getting sleepy, John?
Well, I mean, I've made enough today. I'm wondering if I should just hang it up. If you are up, use a stop gain. Yeah. Bear. Everybody's still bearish? No bulls today? Nobody thinks we're going to bounce back? Bullish for Apple? Nope. Bull waiting for cheaper price? What's up, market maker Mark? I like the name, bro. Bear? Everybody's bearish, dude. Again, maybe it's better to be fearful when the chat is greedy and greedy when the chat is fearful. Yeah.
Always been my motto.
Yeah. Mr. Raccoon, what's up, dude? Bear Apple is the safe haven. Bounce here. Bullish here. Buy SpaceX at 40. Gold bull. Not today. The chat is always wrong. Respectfully, I hate that bull bear question. I know I ask it too much. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I did mean it, but I didn't. Depends if Friday's lows holds. What's a better question to ask than bull or bear? Guys, let me know. Give me some options here. Constructive criticism, all right? It's a coin flip. Yeah, anytime I do a bear bull pull, it's always like 50-50. That's why I switched it up today and said, are we going to raise rates? I mean, I still think 32% of the chat is wrong there. I think we're pausing. And I think if we do raise rates, market's going to be a dumpster fire and trip out and drop. LeBron or MJ? I mean, look, dude, I might age myself with this, but MJ all day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I see the CME group launch single stock futures. I don't see any data on them though yet. Like I can pull up the symbols and it shows the symbols, but no actual chart price action here. All right, Nasdaq just cracked lows again. Boxers or briefs? I like a good boxer brief.
Yeah,
Memory still fall.
Man, myself.
Yeah, MU still falling down. Memory still falling. Again, there's SK Hynix is dropping here. MU's testing 200s. So this is the last thing that Burry's actually red in still, but he's in at 198. So if we drop under this, he's green technically. I think it'll bounce back, but still finish red. Feds have to raise rates if they have compassion. Yeah, if the Fed raises rates, Wall Street will absolutely throw a tantrum, I think, on Wednesday. Yeah, Nasdaq's still breaking down. Memory is still breaking down here. Like, look, here's the NQ. It's still fading. What a red open. Just broke lows of the day again. We've made most of our money on the upside, too, today, believe it or not. So we made most of our money longing this. We get out quickly, but we long this. Yeah.
Chris Hansen, how have you been vindicated?
All right. Nasdaq still breaking down. 281.60s here. Look at this drop. Cracking lows again, bro. Look, we're heading towards 28,000. Nasdaq's still falling down here.
As Hark says, haha, sorry, bro. Didn't mean to be rude. It's just so 50-50.
Who said that?
I think the person who originally said that they were tired of the bull or bear.
Oh no, you're good, bro. Look, constructive criticism is fine. If you could disagree with stuff, and I'll take note of it. Like, I understand. Maybe I'll do less of those and more ask different questions. It's probably time. I appreciate the constructive criticism, too.
Yeah, but it is hard to get out of a pattern like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, Nasdaq down to 150s. Just tapped 150s.
I agree with that, Ski Bum. I saw that interview with Rodman.
Nvidia hit the 199 zone. Yeah, I'm looking at Tesla too, man. Tesla's still down to lows. SK Hynix and MU. I mean, obviously this sell-off is memory related. But SK Hynix is really selling off. 143s. On a percentage basis, SK Hynix has fallen just since the opening bell. It was at 162s in the opening bell. It's all the way down to 143 right now. So it has fallen almost 12% since the opening bell for SK Hynix. Almost 12% fall. IPOs have been getting hammered too. Earnings haven't been good. And this is interesting heading into this week. Yeah, SanDisk is breaking down. SK Hynix is breaking down. Look at SanDisk down to under 1,300. Still falling. Does anybody want to buy memory at these levels?
Are you paying?
I mean, no. I never
No.
I'm going to buy the NASDAQ here. It's definitely a risky time, but it's very small, and we're up 650 or so on the day. So we got a cushion to do it, but it's going to be small. We'll give it a little time to bounce back. Yes, I do want to buy memory. No, don't buy it. Yeah, I saw the CXMT symbol in China doing really, really well, up like 500% on the day or something crazy. Yeah, we're actually down on this position though, so we'll get ready to cut it if it doesn't bounce back here. We'll give it a second here, but dude, memory continues to freaking landslide down. I'm gonna take a little bit off right here just in case. I don't like it. Yeah, I've been scalping mostly today. I see Plasma saying, hey, what's your main approach today? Scalping, high frequency, intraday, holding 30 minutes to a few hours, position or swing trading into the close or overnight waiting. Mine has been scalping so far. I've been scalping on the upside, ironically enough, but we're down on this last one, but we're very green on the day here. I don't want to give back too much though, so we crack lows again. We're cutting it, even if we...
I think they were saying, how about that for a poll question? But either way.
Oh, that's a good poll question. Yeah, no, that's a great option. I think a lot of people are investing and positioning. I'm going to cut it right there. So far, we are up $540 on the day. No, we're not doing one of those.
I didn't think so, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're down to, we're still falling here, honestly. The dumpster fire in memory continues. IBM even starting to break down. Yeah, honestly, we're starting to fall pretty quickly here, man. It's a little scary right now. I mean, memory is really correcting. NASDAQ is starting to fade too. I mean, we're about to hit 28,000, which is like, I was going to close the stream, and I still might, but I want to see if the NASDAQ breaks under 28K here. 28K is right here. So 28K is not that far away from us. This is 28,000 right here. So we're not really that far away from 28,000. We're getting very close. NQ weekly chart looks like elevator down. SpaceX broke. Tesla broke. SK Hynix broke. Man, look at this. This is getting a little scary right now, dude. Yikes. MU fading down. SpaceX hit 109s again, just broke lifetime lows. Everything seems to be falling down here, heading toward 28,000 here. Yeah, Nvidia and then 198, so, you know, Burry's basically flat. If it breaks down under more, it'll be technically green and everything.
It's basically just been trailing down since market on open data, huh?
Yeah, but I don't. It's just been selling off, man. The last like few weeks here, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see if we hit 28,000 here.
Gold's down about 30. Yeah, about $30 a day too.
Yeah, it was at like 4,100s this morning. Just I think yields are moving up right now, heading into the Fed decision with some rotation going on there.
Yeah.
Again, I've been taking the strategy of kind of buying overextended moves, but now I'm not doing that anymore for sure. It's looking too scary down here. It's like once we drop this much, there's so much fear. Apply digital. I smile at fear. You were bored in the darkness. I merely adopted it. You were born in it. It's probably true. Nvidia
That
break
was
it down.
born
Right,
in the
198.
darkness, Mr. Lee.
Yeah. I smile at fear. Yeah. All right, look, we're at 28,075s right now, dude. We're really close to 28K. I want to see if we break it. We might bounce a little bit before then, though. I think like we could see Nvidia get up to 200 again and then continue down. I mean, I buy a bunch of stuff, Andrew. But I also trade day. Like I short term and long term. Like I day trade every day, but I also invest.
I smile at fear. You know, I smile at fear too, but it's like a nervous smile. Like I know something bad is coming.
Yeah. My portfolio is actually still green on the day, like even with all this. All right, here we're testing the lows of the day again. I'm adding MU and Marvell long term.
Pat, I love your name.
What a ridiculous name. Yeah, I was just reading that. Oh, it's definitely bearish right now. I mean, the bears have been in control since the opening bell here. Look at the NASDAQ just crack lows again. Yeah, so look, we're very close to that 28,000 level, which is right underneath us here. Sometimes these levels hold. It's right here. So sometimes these levels hold, but sell-offs occur in here in markets.
You're right, Jay Chans. I know that smile well.
And I think it's hard to argue a buy right now, although, again, I think we might go up short term and then continue down.
Man says, bro, you have to trade low beta stocks on days like this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for single stock futures, brother. I'm trading NASDAQ here, mostly. I traded oil this morning.
You don't have to justify yourself, John.
But I do, though. I do have to justify.
Oh, okay.
I'm John the Justifier. All right, look, NASDAQ coming down, right about to test 28K here. We're right about to test 28,000. Yeah, look here, we're about to run into 28K. We're at 28.25s right now.
John the Justifier sounds like a white hat Western character.
All right, let's see if we hold. We're about to run into 28K. Oh, man. The Bears are in control.
I second that sentiment.
Yeah, longs getting beat up today, man. I mean, honestly, I longed most of the day, and I'm up. But, again, I scalped long. All right, here we go. We're about to tap 28,000. This is what I wanted to wait for. Look, here's 28K on the NASDAQ. Are you guys up today? Look, here's 28,000 right now. We just tapped it. Yep, we're right at 28,000 right now. All right, we just hit 28K. Just broke underneath it. I might buy. I'm tempted to buy 28,000. Maybe it'll act as short-term support. Down in the sewers. Big green day. I bought low to early. What's the bottom? I'm greenest today. I am as well. NASDAQ breaks under 28K though and holds. It might freak people out even more. Do you guys like a buy or sell at this level here, though? Big gamble. Wide dropping. Green. Really odd. Intel sitting on a declining head and shoulders. Intel's down a freaking crazy amount as well. Alright guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Again, if you want to help support the channel, check out Lucid. Lucid is like, Lucid Flex is the best rules in the game in actual funded accounts. If you want the cheapest accounts, check out Apex. They got 100k eval, intraday eval, no activation fee for 59 bucks on Apex. Tradeify is supposed to be getting involved in single stock futures, so check them out. You might want to start setting up an account there. You can use code BGT. I don't know if they have them yet. But you can also check out Take Profit, which has super easy payout rules. You can take daily payouts on Take Profit as well. Pretty good rules on Take Profit as well for beginners especially. So if you want to check all of that out, use code BGT. I appreciate it. Here's the Apex link if you want to help support your boy here on this channel. And yeah, again, we hit 28,000. We bounced. Let's see if we hold. Before we leave, do we hold over 28,000 today? Do we close over 28K in the NASDAQ today? Let me know in chat real quick right now before you leave. Don't leave now. Do we hold over 28,000? Let me know in chat right now. I'm going to get out of here. Love to everybody here. Thanks for all the subscribes. We appreciate the love today.
I think maybe we do as a support level, but yeah.
Yeah, I could get down with that. I like that idea. But we hold, stay, yes, no. Hard to say, not going to lie, no. Taco tweet, no. John often leaves before the reversal. Me closing the stream is a reversal signal. Because I just moved markets, guys. I got that influence, you know.
You know it.
All right, guys.
Thanks for watching, everybody. You know, smash the like button. Come hang out with us in Discord.
Yeah, join our Discord link. Again, join our Discord link. You can find it, or if you go to my channel, you can see it in the description of my channel. Join our Discord. Completely free, doesn't cost anything. We post a daily market brief every day detailing what's going on before the stream starts. So good luck, guys. Love to everybody here. Y'all be safe today. Market's a little scary right now. NASDAQ testing that 28,000 low level. But yeah, goodbye, guys. Have a great day.
Bye, everybody. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.